It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's go to the mall, everybody. Woo!
Ooh, I'm over it. I retire from
Already?
podcasting.
All right, end of the podcast. Okay, roll credits. Sorry,
This
I
is
fucked
it.
this all up. We're done. Last one.
I'm done. I'm done with podcasting for the rest of my life.
Fair enough.
You ruined it for me.
It's just what I'm good at. I ruin a lot of things for a lot of people. What's up, Boo?
Not much. How you been?
Oh, just slumming it.
Slumming it.
Yee.
Wait, you said slumming it or loving it?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, shit, I'm sued now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm slumming it. The way I always do.
Well, I mean, you must have a story or two to tell. You've been busy since our last episode. When was our last episode?
It
was with Kenny and Tivish, right? Yeah.
Yee.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah.
Shout out
to them.
K-Dog and T-Pain. T-Health? I don't know. I don't. What's the opposite of pain? Serene? Serenity?
Okay, this is our first solo cast again. We have to make it a little more entertaining.
It feels weird, right? I was like, I'm waiting for that third person. I'm like, hey,
to just pitch in on.
Michael, introduce me. No, I was. You were delaying the start of this because I was staring down at my phone as I often do.
Always.
Because I'm a sheep, and I was reading an article. Yes, because I can read. From the Independent. Apparently, Colby Smulders came out recently defending the finale, like the series finale for How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people were like bitching about it, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so apparently that stirred up some feelings for the internet. Which, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I've seen every episode of it.
Yeah, right. Ended back in 2014. God, it's fucking
That's
6 years ago that show. And yeah, man,
Damn.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
I thought
it was
seasons, dude.
I didn't think it was that old already.
So if it was 9 seasons, that means that shit started in like, okay, let me do the math. Somebody get me a space engineer, please. So it started in 2005, dude. It started the year I graduated fucking high school.
Yeah.
That's absurd to think it was that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't start watching it until way later.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I think I started like 2013. I started pretty much right before the show
when it was
ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it got on Netflix and I just binged the shit out of it.
I tend to do that a lot with a lot of shows.
You big fan?
I mean, the episodes are hit and miss sometimes for me. Like, I guess the whole seasons, I would say.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I watched every episode, so.
Yeah.
But I've also watched every episode of Batgirls or Batwoman. So.
Batwoman. No, that was one of those shows. I've actually finished it like 3 times because it's one of those shows that like they had an aesthetic and it was very formulaic and they just did it over and over and over again and it turned into my like background show, kind of like like a Scrubs or Parks and Rec is kind of.
I've gone through it twice. I've only gone through it twice completely, because it fell in the realm of like that '70s show where I was watching that '70s show once a year, the entire series once a year. Same thing with Scrubs. I was doing that. How I Met Your Mother, I just did it for 2 years. And then Friends, I did every couple years. Once it was canned and shit. But like I look at Friends, that '70s show, and like How I Met Your Mother as just different stages in life.
Of the like same fucking show, just like just in a different time period.
And then if you throw Scrubs in there, it's just like, oh, if one of them became a doctor, here you go.
Well, Well, it was always the joke because I think even Scrubs went meta and made fun of Grey's Anatomy at one point, where it was like they're essentially the same show, except one's like way more comedic and goofy, but like because it was comedic and goofy, like the emotional shit when they had an emotional episode, they nailed it.
The episode where everything was like serious toned and shit like that, where it was like
Scrubs
somebody's
always had one. There was always like one or two.
Well,
like, episodes a season.
There was an episode where there was like something wrong with a patient's mind, so we were seeing it from their point of view, and it looked. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it was the reverse. Maybe it was just more like sitcom-y style. I don't remember. I don't recall.
Well, they did it a couple of times. So like pretty much like every. I'll get back to How I Met Your Mother, but I'm super into Scrubs, so. Like every season, they would have like one or two of those, like, we're going to go pure serious and then have a couple of jokes sprinkled in. Versus,
well, this wasn't like how the show was, but it was like literally how it looked, like the cinematography of
it. There was two episodes that come to mind when you say that. Yeah. There was one where there was a woman who had a tumor.
That's what it was,
And so everybody, it was a musical episode.
Yes.
So she thought everybody was singing. That was one. But then there was also another one where it was a sitcom.
Okay.
I can't remember who that was. It was two separate patients.
Right. Because then I remember as soon as they went from like the sitcom look to what it normally does, it looked a lot different.
Yeah.
Like a lot more
because
serious
when you do like
compared to that
multicam, like full lighting. I mean, it's dramatically different. Like if you watch Big Bang Theory, it's essentially it's like almost shooting a news story. Like you're just in a studio with 3 cameras pretty much locked in.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly,
and you light everything evenly.
Surprisingly, Big Bang Theory is the one show like of those kind of things that I haven't watched all the way through.
I just
lost touch with it. Like
it's
after
not that
so
funny.
long.
I thought it was funny for a while. But then it was like when I started watching YouTube compilations of the show, I realized you could literally watch compilations and you couldn't even tell if it was a cohesive episode. It was just as like sporadic as an episode. Yeah, there was plot points like, like when, Penny started dating this person or like Raj started dating this person or like Wolowitz when certain characters came in or left, you could tell. But like pretty much if there was an episode, I couldn't even tell you if all of those scenes were part of the same episode, if they were just part of the same season. It's really crazy.
Right.
And I mean, you could probably make the argument for Scrubs, but usually they had really well like thought out storylines with certain characters and like they were really good at focusing an episode on a character. Like one of like my favorite episodes, and it's the one that makes me cry every time. It was I want to call it was like My Lunch or something like that. It was about this woman who kept just like one of the most annoying patients, and she jumped on and off. I can't remember the actress's name. Blonde, really annoying, clingy girl who wanted to just hang out with these people because she was just kind of lonely and she always was having a bad day. And she ends up dying.
Oh, yeah, because it was the actress from Mad TV, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And she ends up dying, and they use her for an organ donor to help these 3 people. And Dr. Cox is like obsessed with getting organs for these 3 people. And one of them he's like really, really attached to. It was a guy who needed a kidney transplant, and like he'd been coming in and out for a really long time. They'd known each other forever. They had this really good rapport, and they were essentially good friends. And if you know Dr. Cox's character, doesn't really have a lot of friends, or really tries not to. And couldn't figure out why she died. They assumed it was like suicide because all this bad stuff was happening to her. She ended up dying from rabies. And obviously because of that, all the organ donors then got sick, and then they all died. Spoilers, sorry, for a fucking 15-year-old show. One of my favorite episodes, because then of course they used the phrase "How to Save a Life," which I mean, come on, what show didn't use that fucking song at some point? But it was just one of the most, and it created a storyline that, like, Dr. Cox ended up leaving, and then he tried to come back, and he was drinking on the job, and then he left, and everybody was trying to get him back, and it was really, really cool.
Right.
But it was a neat little storyline. But I was like, that show really did such a good job, because there was all these years of like little bits and pieces that we learned about every character. So then when they zeroed in on someone for the episode, it just felt so much more special, because it was just like, I know everything about this character. So like, when something good happened to him, you celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
When something bad happened to him, you got sad. It was really interesting. And I mean, like, speaking of, man, like, one of my favorite characters, some sad news, Sam Lloyd, who played the sweaty lawyer, Ted.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters. And he was part of the a cappella group, the Peons, which in real life they're an a cappella group, and they were all friends and stuff, and really, really talented guys. They moved over to Cougar Town and did some stuff too. Sam Lloyd recently died. I believe it was last week, from cancer complications. He had cancer a while back, and then it went into remission for a bit, and then it came back, and then sadly he finally died at the age of, I believe it was 54. So that really, really sucks, because Hannah and I have been a huge fan of him and his a cappella group for a long time, and one of the best covers ever, which is in the show Scrubs. He does a "Hey Ya," like the Andre 3000. Hey Ya. He does a "Hey Ya," like slowed down, like romantic a cappella cover of it, and it's one of the best covers I've ever heard. It's really, really, really good. But yeah, that Scrubs is a good show, man. Like I would say it's probably one of the top sitcoms ever made, easily.
Yeah. Like Scrub, like there's so many. I'm a big sitcom type person, so.
Well, they're digestible, dude. And like, back in the day, it's like, with commercials, they're 22, 23 minutes.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So they're easy
Scrubs,
to watch.
was Scrubs 30-minute episodes or hour
They
episodes?
were 30, and then I believe when they moved to ABC, they were doing 45 minutes, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they were always like 22 to 24 minutes.
I thought they were always an hour. I must be. I don't know.
No. Negative.
Another one I liked was Psych. Psych is always good.
Yeah, Hannah really likes Psych. I've tried to get into it. It's funny. It's like I ended up watching The Mentalist on CBS for like a season. It really wasn't that great, but I watched the shit out of it. Psych looks like obviously the better version, which I think I'd like. And it ran for like fucking like what, like 7 or 8 seasons? It ran for a long time.
Then they recently like
I think they got canceled.
it ended in 2014. And then they did Psych the movie in 2017.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was. They were supposed to do. Yeah, I watched it.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I mean, it like
probably just felt
went
like an
off
extended
of,
episode or
right,
something.
right. They had the one guy, I forget his name. Timothy Amundsen. He played the king in Gallivant.
I didn't watch Gallivant. I
You
heard it was
didn't watch
funny.
Gallivant?
It just
Okay.
was too corny for me. I watched 2 episodes. I couldn't get into it.
Well, he played Carlton Lassiter in
I love the
Psych.
Fresh Prince.
And he was in every single episode basically, but when they were doing the movie, he had just had a stroke,
Oh shit.
so they ended up putting him in the movie still, but it was like through like a Skype type call or some shit. And they made it like a part of the scene where he was calling in and stuff, so they made it work, even though everyone knew.
Yeah.
At least the followers of the show knew.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, at least they didn't cheapen it out and just like, yeah, he's not going to be in this
We
one.
killed him off. Or like, we didn't know
Right.
who he was. Yeah.
But they were supposed to be making like 3 other movies. They were supposed to, or no, 2 other movies. It's supposed to be like a trilogy of movies to finish up the whole show and everything.
Oh, okay.
That was the plan. I don't know if it's still the plan. So
That can work sometimes. I still like I still wish they could have gotten on and done a sequel to like Serenity, like the Firefly movie, just because after, I guess spoiler, if you like Firefly or Serenity, them killing off Wash and all that stuff happening, it would have been neat to kind of see where the crew was going to go from there, because then you also lost Book, which at that point, like, we lost.
In this day and age with Netflix and shit, like, Joss Whedon should be able to get a second season or a final, something.
Well, don't forget he got Me Too'd or something like that.
Joss Whedon did?
Yeah, he pissed off a couple of people back in the day. Yeah, I think that's why he wasn't really like a bunch of stuff came up after he finished Justice League, and yeah, a lot of people were pissed off at him for some reason. I don't know the allegations, so I'm not going to speak on it. But yeah, apparently it was like, because he was filming that Romeo Juliet or something, some Shakespeare. No, it was fuck. It's the one that everybody fucking does. There was even a version with Denzel Washington and like Kiefer Sutherland. I cannot remember it for the life of me.
I have no idea.
Just Google Joss Whedon Shakespeare movie or something. But like
Hamlet?
he brought
or no.
Anyway, they shot this, and he essentially shot it at his house, and it was like a black and white.
Oh, that was before. That was like right when he did Avengers.
He finished Avengers. And
it was Much Ado About Nothing.
Much Ado About Nothing. Yeah, great call. Yeah, because it's the same one that 10 Things I Hate About You is based off of. So.
He did that in his house, and it was black and white and everything, and
it's pretty good.
Was it?
I
didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's
he basically did it with every actor he just knows.
It's the whole, essentially the.
So why isn't he doing something like that right now? I mean,
well, because again, he might not be a hot seller right now,
right?
But I'm sure he's probably still writing. He's a magnificent writer. So, but anyway, I guess to digress and go all the way back to How I Met Your Mother, how'd you feel about the ending of the show?
I thought it was horseshit.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking terrible.
That whole last season, I was just like...
Whole last season was awful, dude. It all took place at that wedding place, like in that building by the seashore or whatever. It was awful, dude. Like,
no, that was the season before the last season, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
I think because there was a whole season that was the wedding. It wasn't his wedding. It was...
No, it was Barney's and... Robin's.
He met his wife after that.
It was during that because she was back at the she came back to the bar, I believe.
Okay. There's so many damn weddings in that show.
I know. No, and it was annoying because the problem is the show suffered from going too long.
Yeah.
First of all, should have ended a season earlier easily. The problem is they actually got away with something. And then the other one I never forgave them for. They got away with the idea that Barney and Robin should be together. I love that. I thought it was great. I didn't think that was going to work. When I started seeing them trying to push them together for the show, I was like, this isn't going to work. This is stupid. Stop trying. And then it made sense. Like because they had her almost end up with Cal Penn's character. I can't remember his name or whatever. And then you find out she can't have children. Oh, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So Barney's not really big on kids, especially because he had kind of like a rough life with his. And he could always adopt and do shit like that because he's got a ton of money. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I think that could really work for those two. And they have a lot of similar, personality traits, and they won't judge each other. I was like, oh, this is really perfect. So then Robin can end up with somebody, Barney can change into a different character, and we can see him kind of grow. But then they just pushed her back to Ted, which was absurd. And then on top of that, this show suffered from, I think, the same problem like The Flash suffered with it, and I think that 70s show did it for a second too. you introduce a love interest for a character that is way better, a way better fit for them and way more charming than the person you're trying to end them, end the show with them together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like the Flash, you had Patty Spivot come in. She was awesome for Barry, and it works so much better than Iris. And then, because the first season is difficult because you like Eddie, because you find out Eddie is like really cool, and Iris just kind of gives up on him. Like, at the end of the season, it's like, okay, I'm back with Barry next season. It's like, really? Like, really that easily? What a bitch. I don't like Iris, by the way. But like, you had the Cupcake Girl. I believe her name's Victoria. She comes in like season 4 or 5 or whatever. Ted meets her at a wedding. And he ends up meeting her and finds her at the cupcake place. And then he ends up just really fucking that relationship up. And it was like, that was the person he was supposed to end up with. Like, I'm sorry. With the show, I was like, he should have ended up with her. And then you meet the mom and you're like, finally we meet the mom. And the mom is like perfect casting. And I was like, they casted her really well. It's this big reveal that you were like, how are they going to live up to this like 8 to 9 year buildup? And they nailed it, I thought. And then you're like, oh, fucking, we killed her.
Right.
What? Why can't we just have a
all.
happy ending? Like, what the fuck?
Like, because the season was running fine. And then like the last episode, I think.
It was like the last two episodes or something.
They decided she was sick, and then they decided they're killing her. Or no, didn't they say like earlier on though that she had like cancer or something? Or
no, it's in the last 2 episodes.
it was okay. So it was
it's just like they introduced her, and then they're like fucking curveball.
They just wanted to call it quits. I mean, the show was called How I Met Your Mother, not How I Met Your Mother. She died, and I fucked Robin afterwards.
Well, then, and that's the other fucked up part is you're telling this story about Robin and stuff. Like, how could you ever be okay with her being your stepmom? You're like, you're kind of a bitch.
Right.
like, are you for real? It was really awful, dude. It was like, it might be like Dexter levels of just bad endings to a TV show.
Yeah.
It's really terrible. So I find it funny that Kobe Smulders would be coming in trying to defend that. It's just like,
how is she
why?
defending it? Like,
I can read
honestly,
it out if
anybody should be trying to defend it, it should be not her. Well, it should be like.
But I mean, who else would it be? I mean, who else you picking?
I mean,
Jason Segel or maybe Allison Hannigan?
Maybe the actress who played the actual mom. Maybe
she wasn't there long enough.
Because she can be like, well, I think it was perfectly fine for them to kill my character off, and.
Okay, so here I'll read it out for you.
I wonder if they had like multiple endings and they were just like pick one out of the bag.
It makes you wonder, right? Like, who wrote that? Like.
Right.
Who thought that was a good
They
idea?
had like 5 endings up on the board, and they just told the producer to put his hand up and close his eyes.
I'm sure that's probably part of the discussion, right? Like, who do we want to end up together at the end? And the whole point was just like, again, why can't you just have a fucking happy ending? Like, is it really that bad to just walk away on a good note?
Right.
So
the nice thing though about that show is, I'll say this real quick.
Yeah.
Because it was him telling the story about the past and it took place in the future, and then we find out who he gets with Robin anyways, we are not getting a reunion show for them ever.
Fuck no. But I mean, God, talk about household stars.
Like,
man.
at least
the
Friends,
only person who didn't go off and do anything was the lead guy. Ted.
Yeah.
He's the only guy who didn't go off and do anything.
That's kind of like Friends. Like, I mean, what is David Schwimmer doing? Like, he plays the voice in the stupid animal movie, Escape to Madagascar.
Oh God, he was in 6 Days, 7 Nights.
How long ago was that?
1,000 years ago.
Was that when Friends was still on?
Probably. He was on a couple episodes of 30 Rock. He was like this fucking like Planet mascot guy. To be fair, though, those motherfuckers don't need no money. They don't even need to work. They were getting paid $1 million an episode by the end of it. And syndication, dude, they're fucking set.
Yeah.
They're all set. Those
They
people
don't
are
need
working
nothing.
because they want to work.
The only
That's
ones
it.
really working from that show too are the girls.
I don't know. Well, one's dead. Joey.
Who's dead?
Didn't Matthew Perry die?
No.
I'm like 90% sure he died.
No, he didn't.
Am I
die.
crazy? I'm pretty sure. Oh fuck! I left my thing. You look that up. I gotta read this.
No, he's not dead.
Oh.
He's 50 years old. But he's not dead.
Oh no, his career died. Sorry. Well, no, I heard
I mean,
he
his
had
career
drug problems
died
'cause
after he did that one movie with Zac Efron, where they like.
Oh,
Zac
17
Efron
again.
was like, yeah, that's what
It was actually not bad, by the way. It's actually a pretty good film.
Oh no, I saw it.
I thought it was pretty good. I like Zac Efron.
I don't remember it, but I saw it.
I like Zac Efron. Also, he did that. It was like he did something called like Sunrise, or some, I can't remember the fucking sitcom he did. About like him and like a bunch of people had to go to like a support group or something. It's pretty good. I actually
Apparently,
liked
he's
it.
doing a bunch of shows. Holy shit, he's in the Odd Couple. Oh yeah, he's did the Odd Couple. That's right.
Never
I
even
don't.
seen it.
I don't know how good that was.
I don't even know if I ever heard of it.
He was in
I mean,
Cougar
I've heard of an
Town.
Odd Couple, but not that.
I think everyone was in Cougar Town that was in Friends.
Yeah, no
I think
shit.
they all showed up randomly. It's kind of like the ranch where everyone from that 70s show gets a spot.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Sunshine.
There it is. Yeah, that was a good show. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
That one was one that got canceled too soon.
But as far as movies go, nothing.
Oh no. I mean,
He seemed like he could have done some really good comedies, like, but I guess his comedy was more so it was funny because it wasn't funny, maybe.
maybe I don't know. I from what allegedly I heard, he had some issues with drugs and stuff, and he was looking a little haggard there for a minute. And
Oh, speaking of allegedly, what you were talking about was something that Joss Whedon's ex-wife wrote in an essay that she published about his infidelities and hypocrisy of touting feminist ideals while using their marriage as a shield for his misuse of power.
oof.
Like, I guess he was telling her things about how, like, he was hooking up with people on Buffy and stuff like that, and
Oh wow.
all these other things. But this is also coming from your ex-wife. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a hit or miss.
That's why I'm not going to be
You
in the
just
middle
can't
of it.
say
I was like,
anything, really.
You do what you want. All right. So to go back about 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
here are the comments that Kobe Smulders threw out in this interview, I guess.
Okay.
So people are going to feel how they're going to feel about that when it comes to the series finale. I think that there's been enough time. I think at the end of the series between Robin and Barney, that was sort of the relationship everyone was rooting for, which, yes, I agree. But when you go back to the very beginning of the show, it was Robin and Ted. Yeah, and they grew away from each other. Anyway, Smulders continue watching it as a streaming show now. You get a little bit more of a connection for other relationships. So I think that it's a different way to watch the show now when you see it in its entirety, which I think is a really dumb way to look at it. It's a continuous story regardless of whether or not there's like time frames in between the chapters. You still have the same characters from the beginning to the end, and if they don't grow naturally, it just doesn't work that way for me. She goes on to say, I love her, but I stand by my choice to ignore the ending as it is, one person wrote, with another adding, what ending are you talking about, Kobe? Oh, okay, so everybody just kind of saying, what the hell are you talking about? So yeah, I guess that's how she pretty much just puts it as like, oh, it's a little different now just because. So essentially it's because you actually see the story. You can't trick us. Therefore, you're not watching it the right way is kind of what that felt like, the way I read that. I don't know. That seems like a really weird comment to make. It's like, well, back then you know, the relationships seem to make sense, but now when you actually can watch it all the way through and see the progression of the story is stupid. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. That's like saying, like, you know, I understand that the 3 Star Wars movies came out, like, the original 3 came out a couple years after each other, but if you binge them back to back to back, I can understand how the movies are terrible. Or like, oh, just enjoy what you got. It's like, what? That just seems strange. I don't know. I've never liked the ending to that show, and it seems like a weird hill to die on, especially when it's like, why even make a comment about it? Like, why even bother? It's from fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It's your show. You want to defend your show and making the decisions, and, like, you know, I'm sure she cares about some of the writers and the people who worked on it, but it's like, I mean, it's fine to know that something you worked on just didn't quite end right. Like, it's fine. You didn't write it, so what do you care?
Right. Unless she did write it.
Very well could have. I mean,
that's
a
why
big
she's
trend at the
like-
CW is getting actors to fucking direct episodes randomly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I guess Melissa Benoist or whatever, Supergirl finally directed one. It was the episode called, like, Deus Lex Machina or something.
Right.
Did you know? I was hitting the Instagrams the other day, and I found out that apparently Grant Gustin originally auditioned for the part of Roy Harper, Arsenal/Red Arrow in Arrow, and Melissa auditioned for Thea. Could you imagine if those two had done that?
Yeah, that show would have flopped even sooner.
It would have been awful, dude. I love Willa Holland as Thea. Like, she's perfect.
Melissa Benoist is...
I don't think she's a very good actress.
Well, that was years ago, though, that she would have had to audition.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years ago. She was probably still on Glee. She was getting ready to leave Glee.
Is that where she originated from? Like, was that that's where she got her popularity?
Grant Gustin was on Glee, too.
Is it? Oh, yeah, because... Oh, no, that's not the same guys.
He was one of the Warblers. Don't ask me why I know that. It's because he... Well, okay, because he did some really good covers.
The only thing with Glee I ever watched was... the actual music bits. I never actually watched.
That's all I ever watched.
Episode.
I just watched compilations.
But now
of
I
the
guess that
actual-
makes sense that they had their musical episode with Flash and Supergirl. So
They were
now
good,
it makes
too.
a little better, more
They were
sense
good,
to
too.
me.
I maintain, I thought they were good.
Yeah.
People didn't really like. They're like, oh, it's overproduced, and it's like, yeah, but go back and watch the Buffy ones. Those people can't sing.
Yeah.
Like, half of them cannot sing.
They brought back Miss how the fuck do you say his name?
Mr. Mixelplick.
Yeah, they brought him back, just in a different form.
He was also Darren Criss is the actor, also from Glee.
Well,
by
they
the way.
replaced the actor with a different actor.
What? No,
Yeah.
boo.
And they did some weird thing, like saying that he can change his form or some shit like that. I don't
Oh, I'm
remember.
sure. Well, to be fair, Mr. Mixelplick, have you ever seen him in the comics?
Yeah.
He's popped up in cartoons. He looks like fucking like that little green
The little
dude from
dude
like
from
the
Flintstones.
Flintstones. I can't remember his name, but
It's
yeah,
the
he's
same
like the
guy.
little green Martian.
It's the same guy. Crossover.
Could be. I'd watch a Flintstones Flash crossover. Okay, why not?
I don't remember the name of the actor who replaced him. Like I know his face, but I don't think I ever knew his name. Son of a bitch! It's gonna piss me off because as soon as I saw him, I was like, "What? Why? Like the other? I like the other actor better."
Oh, Darren Criss is a good actor. I like him. Good singer too.
I don't remember
He
who
can
it
sing
was.
his anus off. Oh boy.
So
He was on an episode of that. I almost said that. It's a Cleveland show. You ever watch that? The fucking Family Guy
yeah,
spinoff?
dude, I love that show. I was so pissed when they got canceled. I was probably the only one watching it, but still.
They were. It's one of my favorite episodes of the Cleveland show. Is when the young son, Cleveland Jr. went to like the Bible camp or something. Darren Criss was this dude, and Fergie played like the sexy chick who was like macking on everybody.
Okay.
And they sing a song, and it's actually a really good song. It's a really good song. YouTube it, bitches. Cleveland show, Fergie. There you go. Done. Nailed it.
Oh, where the heck is it? I don't see it in here no more. Huh. This is Super Life. Okay, this is the episode. It was. Oh, I'm losing it. Where is he? Where is he? In the fucking credits here. Thomas Lennon.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy from Reno 911?
Yes, that's what it is. I was trying to figure
fucked
out
up.
like, what was I had seen him and he was in 17 again. That's right.
Yep. Oh, he's a character actor. He was in a couple episodes of How I Met Your Mother as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was the German guy that the cupcake girl was supposed to marry, and then she left the wedding for Ted.
Yeah.
Because Ted's a piece of shit. No, seriously, they made Ted a piece of shit in that show. That's why I mostly don't like the last few seasons.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you had all this build up and you just kind of ruined it.
Ted reminds me of one of my friends at back home, so I won't say who, but he always reminds me of him. I was just like, oh man, you're just as whiny as Ted.
It's fucked up.
And the same problem with girls and everything like that, and yeah. And then I turned out to be a freaking shit.
You're a furry. What?
What's his name? Marshall. I turned out to be a Marshall.
Hey.
Family, all that shit. Living in the suburbs.
Why not? Not a bad life. Marshall's pretty cool.
Except my wife wasn't a band geek. Oh wait, that's not canon to that show. Never mind.
Yeah, wrong. That's like wrong universe. No fucking multiverses in this one, bitch.
I can find one. Give me some time and I'll find one.
Fuck. Willow actually changed
Created-
everything like Scarlet Witch.
Willow created the multiverse, bringing together that 70s show, Friends, and How I Met Your Mother.
No, I don't want any of it.
After the Big Bang.
There you go.
Okay, that's enough sitcom talk. All right, well, those aren't really even sitcoms, like, are they?
They're sitcoms. 100% sitcoms.
But not to like the extent as a sitcom like Everybody Loves Raymond or shit like that.
I would disagree. I think they're exactly they're all the same.
No. Maybe How I Met Your Mother.
And Scrubs. I mean, they all have they even have weird whip pans and gimmicks and
Okay. Yeah, I can
character
see that.
actors and goofy shit happening and over the top stuff
Well-
that you just deal with.
All right, well, since you said it, character actors and goofy shit happening all over the top. Have you heard that
Have I heard?
that Mortal Kombat 11
I don't have ears.
Mortal Kombat 11 is putting RoboCop in the DLC, bro.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Shang Tsung is back.
Did you see the end spot with Scorpion? I wanted to throw something at my TV when I saw.
Oh, when he got hooked in the mouth or something and dumped in acid or something.
No. The very end of the trailer for, I guess it's not for MK11. It's for one of the add-ons. I don't remember what it's.
For a DLC. Or
Yeah. It's
was it
the expansion part. No, dude. At the they do this badass trailer. You get to see all of them. Really cool. They're gonna fight with Shang Tsung. They're gonna help him to save the universe or whatever. And then the last thing you see is Scorpion doing the whole get over here thing. He harpoons, and all of a sudden he pulls together this giant ass teddy bear, and then he hugs it. And then balloons drop in the background and it says friendship. It's I wanted to throw something at the TV so bad.
You do know that was a thing for a while in the games, right? They used to
Yes.
have fatalities, animalities, and friendship.
Yes, but it was so gay.
Why though?
Because it was just so weird.
gimmick, it's
and I
funny.
mean gay isn't homo. I mean gay isn't weird. It's just so stupid.
No, it's fine. You're stuck in the 90s. I get you.
Yeah. It was just
All right.
it just got me because of the whole of everything else in the trailer, I guess. But they advertised RoboCop is going to be in the game.
Looks
or
pretty
in the
cool.
DLC. But what people aren't really talking about is we're also getting Ash from the Evil Dead in there as well.
Very, very interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Those games are hard, man. I hate them because they're bullshit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like trying to learn
It
the
depends.
combos and stuff, and like, I don't know. Controllers are not nearly as responsive as they should be.
Mm.
I've smashed a mini controller playing those games.
I got XL. Mortal Kombat XL was the last one I bought. And that's because I was going to get Mortal Kombat X, but then I knew eventually I was going to have to buy the DLCs, so I just waited for XL to come out and got that, which is what I'm probably going to do with this one because I refuse to buy extra content. Just give me the game with everything on it. I don't want to buy extra stuff.
Fair enough. I don't see myself ever picking up another one of those fighting games unless I get my hands on an Elite controller, which I'm not. I don't know if I can shell out that kind of dough.
For
Those things
Xbox?
are expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big Xbox guy. A lot of good PS4 games though. We just downloaded the entire like Uncharted series.
You guys have PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 4 a while
Right.
back. Got Spider-Man. I got like halfway through that, and it was a lot of fun. I just don't know why I didn't pick it up again.
Yeah.
But the game that's like taking the world by storm right now. Have you heard about this? Have you played this at all? Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, no.
I don't give a
No.
fuck about Animal Crossing. I could
It's-
not give
it's
a
like a-
shit.
Isn't it like a live world thing? Like, isn't that how they have it
it's
set
like
up, or whatever they call that? I don't know.
it kind. It's like it's
Open
it's almost
play.
like a 2D top scroller. Kind of looks like like better graphics.
Yeah.
Like a Stardew Valley type shit.
Yeah.
Or like like Pokemon, and
But it's like
Yeah, it's-
open world, right?
yeah, it's like that meets like Minecraft because you can like build houses and
Mm-hmm.
farm and shit, and then like people.
But
you-
Minecraft is gonna stay on top afterwards, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like Minecraft's good shit, dude. It's just
I don't think Minecraft's ever really gone away ever. It's like always been there.
well, it's such a time suck. I don't play it. I like it a lot.
I don't get it. I don't know how to play it.
It's fun. it's just a game. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I need a destination. I need a goal.
Yeah.
And I don't like the idea of doing something for 8 hours for no reason.
Right.
Like it hurts my soul. So like that's why I think Minecraft does a really good job. Is like every couple of years they put out another like 50 achievements you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, Hannah, we haven't played in like 2 years. Let's load up a brand new world, start from the beginning, and let's get every fucking achievement we can get.
I just like doing like arcade style games or scroll games
That's
where
I'm at.
you're fighting through and you're just going through that. Because I know there's an end to it. Like I beat the world, I'm done. Like Sonic, I beat the world, I'm good. I'll move to the next world, but there's an eventual end to it. I'm not gonna sit there for 20 hours just roaming around or what's that one game where they were like, fucking, you guys shave yourself in the game.
Oh god,
Red Dead Redemption? No. Yeah. Was it Red Dead
something like
Redemption?
that. They did that.
2?
They had a mechanic like that once.
Yeah.
Or like, I two things I don't like.
It's like if I'm
open
gonna
world
shave, I'm gonna
games-
shave in the real world first.
Two things I don't like are campaigns that don't have a clear like linear path that
Mm-hmm.
you can obviously tell. Like when you can get lost somewhere for like an hour, it pisses me off. Or like things with like a time limit that's always there. Like
Yeah.
the best example will always be Majora's Mask for Zelda 64, the second one, and Dead Rising had that.
Okay.
Like every 2 hours, you had to go back and give your daughter a zombie shot so she wouldn't turn. But you had to go out far away and complete shit, and it's so anxiety building. I can't fucking stand it, and it's no fun. It sucks all the fun away because now I'm like trying to micromanage my gameplay, and I hate it. But I am planning on pulling up Spider-Man one more time. I want to play some Uncharted really bad, but I'd rather watch Hannah do it. And Hannah and I got to finish Luigi's Mansion 3.
Did you want to talk about that stupid crossing game you were talking about? I didn't know if you had more to lead into.
No, it's just a big game right now. Like everybody's playing it because like the Switch is like, I'm telling you, dude, it's one of the better consoles ever made. Like everybody can play because like if you farm certain things, like you can give codes for people to come and chill on your island, I guess, and then they can come and get resources from you. So it's like a really cool like.
Which isn't there like a
community-driven thing?
Yeah, it's a big community, like kind of like a Sims almost, but with other people being able to do it. I wonder if Sims nowadays.
It's like Sims meets like Civilization.
Do you think Sims nowadays, is there like an open play Sims game yet?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like. Or like it'd be cool if you had Sims VR open play, because then it'd basically just be like the one movie. So you go
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Well, they have that. There's VR chat or whatever the fuck they call it. It's like your avatars can be licensed characters or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I've heard it's kind of fun, kind of weird, but also fun.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't find myself with a lot of time to. Just sit down and play video games, even though I play Pokemon Go like for fucking like 3 hours a day.
For the Switch, today actually, they just released that Jay and Silent Bob game we were talking about last week, I think it was.
The
Mall Brawl.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of game is that? Like, what do you do?
It's a scrolling game. Scrolling
like
fight
Streets
game.
Of Rage
yeah.
Or what?
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
Streets of Rage style, 8-bit. It's
okay. I like
so
8-bit
it looks
games.
pretty cool. But speaking of, I'm glad you said that. Streets of Rage style. Streets of Rage 4 is out. They made a Streets of Rage 4.
Is out. You
It's-
said out. I didn't even know it was in development.
You can buy it digitally right now
For
like
what?
$20 for all the systems. At least I know PlayStation, I can buy it right now on there. I didn't look on Xbox's store because if I usually buy a game, it's on PlayStation. Just because I don't know, my hard drives are bigger on the PlayStation. But you can also buy it from Limited Run Games, which they've been really good at taking like older games and converting them over and stuff like that.
I want you. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
I googled Streets of Rage 4
Okay.
because I wanted to see what it looked like. Right.
Yeah.
I go into images because I wanted to just see what maybe what the cover.
The cover
like,
looks
maybe what the
stupid.
characters- No. The first photo I see is a T-shirt with a big old white T-shirt with a big old picture of Aubrey Plaza with her hand down her panties, masturbating, and it's an Aubrey Plaza shirt that is entitled "Rage On"
Wow.
for $24.95. It's from some old fucking movie she did like a billion years ago. I cannot remember. It's she's wearing the pro-choice, pro-Clinton white T-shirt. I cannot remember what movie that's from. Not gonna lie, did not see that coming. Pun by accident. It was not intended, but good job, me. Looking at the graphics, so it's just it's side scrolly, but just like more like it looks more like cell shaded.
Yeah, it's just an updated.
It's like a fake 3D. Looks kind of fun.
Kind of like they did it with Shaq Fu when they took Shaq Fu.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the DL? Do you know they made a DLC where you could be Obama?
Did they for the PS4 version or the Xbox version?
No, just for everything. Yeah,
for everyone.
it was fucking awesome.
All right,
I watched a couple of playthroughs.
I'm looking here.
Shout out to Ray Narvaez.
You can get Streets of Rage 4 on Switch and PS4. I don't see one for Xbox yet.
I did see one for Switch. I would probably play it on the Switch.
But if you get it through, if you go to like so there's a site called limitedrungames.com. And it's literally what it says it is. They're limited runs. Like they're stopping sale on the hard copies on their site on the 10th. So Sunday, a few days from now. But you can go on there and you can get a one that is Streets of Rage 4. It comes in whatever format, whether you want a PlayStation or Switch. but it comes in an old school Genesis case that holds
that's kind of fun.
that holds the actual like PS4 game case or the Switch case and shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. They like to do shit like that. I got a Wonder Boy game from them, which when you're playing it, you can play in their new graphics, but even in the middle of gameplay, like I can be running and just push one of the buttons and it switches back to the 8-bit look.
Oh yeah,
So you can go
they
back
did that
and
with
forth.
the Master Chief collection. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or it was like Halo remastered, I think. That was pretty cool.
So-
I mean, granted, it's like it's a novelty that you'll use like 3 times and then you never fucking think about doing it again.
But
I think that's
apparently you can get a Sega Genesis Bluetooth controller for your either Switch or
oh, I love shit like that. I have a GameCube.
PlayStation.
I have a GameCube version. So I can play Smash with it.
Oh yeah.
And then because I was a fucking beast. I want an N64 version, but there's so many buttons on it. I don't think they could actually make it work. But
Yeah.
and there's and then the ones we use are Xbox looking ones, which fucks us up constantly because the button layout's completely different.
Yeah.
So we fuck stuff up constantly. I can't tell you how many fucking pictures I've taken. Because fucking Japanese love the fucking photo option, taking a photograph in their games. There's literally a photo button, so you can take screenshots. I can't tell you how many times I've hit that thinking it was like the fucking home button or pause button. It's so fucking frustrating.
You got like 20 gigs of photos.
I was just like, one day I'm gonna have to fucking purge that because it's gonna be like 5 gigs of nonsense. I'm like, it's the equivalent of a game file.
Right.
What the fuck?
Well, John, I got to ask, what did you think was the best thing for Streets of Rage back in the day? Did you play Streets of Rage? Any of them? I'm guessing Streets of Rage 2 was the most popular one.
We bought the retro gaming pack a while back for Xbox.
Oh
with, like,
yeah, it has all three of them.
Like
in
fucking
it.
Battle Toads and shit in
Yeah.
it. We played Streets of Rage. We played like the one where you turn into like a wolf man.
Well, this one here. Well, there's 2 separate things.
Okay.
One, you can do online gameplay with it. So I can play this game with my brother, 1,200 miles away, which is dope.
Mm-hmm.
You can play up to 4 characters in person.
Well, that's cool.
So that's cool.
Like couch co-op.
Yeah.
I think that's something that games are lacking these days. Like
A lot of couch co-op.
yeah, it was like
Yeah,
the
because
most
like
annoying thing back
Fortnite
in
and
the-
shit like that, when I found out you couldn't play that like side by side, I was like, what the you gotta have like 2 PlayStations just for you to play with someone in your house.
Well, and it was the one thing that turned me off to the Xbox One. I almost completely gave up on Microsoft that time. But if the PS3 had been better, I probably would have jumped. But we wanted to play Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Yeah.
It was like this third-person shooter version of the old shitty fucking game.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One came out, so I bought the bundle with an extra controller and the game. Dude, it cost me like $560, and I was sitting there. We got home, we started playing, couldn't play together.
You can play that co-op.
She can't sign in. She couldn't sign in, so like she had to play some like bullshit character that couldn't level up. She couldn't use her fucking
On PlayStation, at least PS4, they allow you to log into your separate account.
Well,
I know that.
they didn't let us do it on this one when
'Cause
it first came.
that's
The
what-
original Xbox One came out of the box. We could not play together. Like we could play
Was it-
together, but not. She couldn't get any achievements or anything, which was the whole point.
That's weird.
And we couldn't play like the things we wanted to play, like specific game types, because you had to have 2 consoles with 2 games and 2 fucking.
You hear that, Microsoft?
accounts.
Fix your shit.
It was fucking bullshit, dude.
Was that
I
Plants
like,
vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 or 2?
it was the first one.
Okay.
And then, it was the same thing with, I think it was Halo 5. They removed couch co-op, which, us playing Halo is how we got started. And it was like, I was like, man, they must call this shit the Xbox One because they expect you to play it by yourself.
player.
Because this shit was fucking bullshit, dude. I was so fucking pissed off,
Yeah.
Michael. I could not tell you how fucking pissed I was.
Well, I'm
And it
also
was
getting
like,
happy. Oh, go on.
oh, but it was also like, even to make it worse, like I bought it because I was like, I like the games. I like the games that Xbox was pumping out. No fucking Blu-ray player in it. The fucking PS3 had a Blu-ray player.
For
and I'm
Xbox One?
yeah.
Or Xbox 360?
No, Xbox One, dude, did not have a Blu-ray player in it. They didn't establish a Blu-ray or higher until the Xbox
One S?
Yeah. So I was like, this is fucking horseshit. I might have to double check on that, but I'm like 90% sure because the PS4 had Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fine. I was like, I'll just buy a fucking $50 Blu-ray player. It's fine. I don't care. But everybody knows usually those $50 ones, you can't like actually Can we fucking stop? I just made myself really pissed off. Can we fucking stop making fucking /consoles/ like DVD players and shit that you cannot operate without a fucking remote control? Can we stop that, please?
What do you mean?
Because I buy like these like $50 fucking Blu-ray players just because I want to run a Blu-ray player. All they have is an eject button and a power button. That's it. There's no play. There's no pause. There's no fucking buttons on it, dude. And you have to buy a fucking remote control for it. It's the most fucking frustrating thing in the universe. Why? Is it that hard to give me two more buttons? A pause and a play.
Yeah.
Or a pause and a stop. Is it that fucking hard?
It is. It is that hard.
So stupid. It's so goddamn dumb. It's so dumb. It's one of those things that really piss me off. I just do not understand. And if I don't have a remote control, I straight up just cannot run a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd. It's fucking absurd. And I understand. Fuck you, internet. I don't give a shit what you're about to say. I understand that you can get like a fucking $10 universal controller.
You can get a
like
$5 one.
Yeah,
Go to the
fucking
dollar
Walgreens.
store.
I get it. It's the fucking principle, Michael. It's the principle of it. I shouldn't have to do it.
Do you want them to charge you an extra $20 for that $5 controller?
Yes, I want them to put the buttons on, and I will pay $70 instead of $50, knowing I can still operate it without a remote control. Yes, I would do that. 100%. That's not even a conversation to have.
Oh, then just get a
It's
better
not
brand.
What?
Just pick a better brand. If you're gonna pay more money anyways.
What does that even mean? Well, the whole point is I have a console now that can play Blu-ray, so now Blu-ray player is completely fucking inefficient.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but you are spending like $400 for the console. It's like, well, fuck you. It does other things, though.
Right. You get to use it for a lot more. Because how often do you guys really watch actual discs right now?
I'm surprised that you say that.
Do you?
Constantly, actually.
Okay.
We just bought the box set for Parks and Rec. I'm telling you, dude, I'm still a huge proponent for physical media. We were talking about Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking changed all the songs
Yeah.
on Scrubs and
Yeah,
Netflix
on
because they can't
Netflix.
get the licensing to them.
Which is something that's very stupid. It's like really like it was made like this. The licensing was here, but I guess it's because separate networks or whatnot. It's so stupid.
Yep. Somebody buys the catalog later. Another studio picks it up.
It should be a
It's
lifetime
fucking dumb.
license once
Exactly.
it's on this
Or
show.
just show it to me the way it was edited. Disney, you fucks.
They're going through
like-
and editing a lot of stuff.
Good. I hope Disney crashes and burns,
Bro.
dude. Did you hear they just took like $1.4 billion hit?
How so?
Oh, because of their theme parks and shit.
I heard they were well, yeah, I guess
They're
so, yeah. Because they're losing about, I think it was $30 million a day.
Easy,
With the theme parks closed.
dude.
And then
you're
they're
talking
still
like
paying out, well, at least at last I knew they were still paying employees.
some,
Unless they
barely.
started like furloughing everybody.
Barely. And then you have places like Disneyland that like they're removing food. Like they're just taking food off the premises because they're having a huge rat problem and shit. It's insane, dude. They're fucked. They had a couple of huge flops and they spent a lot of money for a lot of bullshit. This
Hey,
was not a good time for this to happen.
Maybe for Florida residents, Disney World will have cheap tickets this year.
No, that was the point. They're actually gonna start like doing like a soft open, and the only people who can come are like Florida residents, I believe.
Right. Which that's
If I
still a
remember
lot of,
correctly.
everyone's just going to go because they want to get the hell out of their house or something,
Oh yeah,
which is crazy.
but I mean, think about it, dude. You're gonna have to wear fucking masks and stuff,
Yeah.
and like, it's gonna be crazy.
in Florida
all
in the
kinds of shit.
summertime when
Yeah,
it's
it's
100
just
degrees
accessible.
out. And then at the end of the day, you take your mask off and you get this weird ass tan line.
Oof, oof.
But people haven't thought about that one yet.
Man, I get it all. I'm still Hannah and I get in a fight almost every other day about this shit. I'm just like, there is no going back to normal. Stop saying that.
Right.
There's no such thing now. We're fucking done. Like, we're on a slippery slope, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful.
It doesn't
It's really bad.
Yeah. It's one of those tough things. Oh, anyways, last thing that you can get on there for Streets of Rage 4, they actually have
Wow, all the way back, huh?
they have an LP set for like the music.
Fuck's an LP set. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
What the
music
fuck's
guy.
an LP set? Okay, they have a vinyl set for the soundtrack for the video game.
They
They're
have a
LPs.
So you can go buy a record?
You can still buy albums vinyl all over the place, dude.
What? God damn it, Michael! That wasn't the question. I wasn't like my
Yes,
girlfriend
you
used to work
can-
at Barnes and Noble. I understand
Okay,
that there
yeah.
are fucking hipsters in
You
the
can
universe.
buy
I
the
understand
record.
that records are still a thing.
It's a 3.
I'm talking that they made a vinyl
Yeah.
for this game.
Yeah,
that
that's-
just seems like such a niche market.
it is. That's what their site does. That's what they're for. Is they're for limited edition shit for gamers who want to, splurge and buy all these random things.
I guess to yell at myself, I guess if you're probably playing Streets of Rage 4, you're probably into retro gaming for the most part. So you probably already are a hipster.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
And
I
then
still think it's dumb.
with this game too, they have Axel coming back, Blaze is coming back, Adam's coming back.
Boys!
So the three of the originals, they don't have Skate from 2 coming back, which he was my favorite character.
Of course.
But they're teaming. They have those 3 teaming up with a new brother and sister duo, Floyd Araya and Cherry Hunter. So
Cherry Hunter?
Yeah.
God, hope she pops a couple. You ever been to a roller rink?
Oh yeah, that's all the time.
Have some. Real talk, I was a loser. I totally liked roller rinks. I thought they were cool as fuck.
We didn't call them roller rinks though. I mean, how old are you?
Okay, you hipster. What are you gonna call them then?
It was just skate rink.
Oh,
Skating
so
rink?
much. Sorry, I'll go fuck myself because that's so completely
Skate
different.
arena?
Wow, you are on the cutting edge, my sir. God damn, what the fuck are you even trying to say?
The place where all the kids went to get their drugs and alcohol, I guess.
What? I just played skee ball and won the limbo contest.
That's it was basically that's where everybody went to do bad stuff when we were kids. Our parents would actually
you're from fucking Toledo or some shit, right?
Yeah. Our parents would actually drop us off and then dip out for the night.
So
And-
they could go do cocaine while you were buying drugs.
Yeah. So they would drop us off, and sometimes if we didn't want to be there, we'd just literally walk across the parking lot, and that's where the movie theater was. They had a giant Cineplex right there, so we'd go and watch some movies there.
Sure, why not?
And then we'd have to make sure we were back over by the time they said they were going to pick us up. Otherwise, we would have got our asses whooped.
Yeah, boy. Go pick a Switch.
That was
Nintendo.
that was my grandma. My grandma made me pick a Switch.
Fucking real talk, really? Damn.
And then the first time I thought I'd be a smart ass and get the smallest one. Yeah, you don't want small, people. Pick a big stick that's going to break the first time they hit you
Yup.
with it.
Yup. Or like Granny can't swing it because she's too fucking old. That's when you bring back the biggest one you can. So
Yeah,
her
my
fucking
grandma
old ass
was-
can't swing it.
At this point in time, my grandma was maybe 40-something.
Oh shit.
So she
She can
wasn't...
fuck you up. She can fuck you up.
I
That's
got a
funny.
young
What a
family,
weird-
so I get fucked
what a-
over.
What a fucking strange time you and I grew up in, man. It's funny. This is going to be the Orgosaurus version of the fucking podcast right here. The fucking old man. Yeah, it was totally normal to spank your kids and shit back in my day. My dad was
Isn't
military
it
and
normal
stuff.
now?
and-
I mean,
Not really. People really do frown on it. It's like a huge thing right now.
People look at me like I'm crazy when I tell my kids I'm gonna spank you in public, and they'll look around and be like, I don't give a fuck what these people think.
No, and it's like it's strange because like I always commend you, man. I would never want to be a parent in this day and age right now because so many people are just fucking up your ass.
Well,
even
not
if they
only
don't
that,
have
like
kids.
DC, whatever the fuck the child services shit is.
Yeah,
they get called on parents.
No, that's a comic
all the time.
DHS, my dude.
Yeah, DHS.
There you go. DC's Batman.
Like, and the kids will call them up. I'm like, what? If I ever called a company, like the police or anything on my parents, the second they left, I'd have got my ass whooped even worse. What the fuck are these kids thinking?
Well, it's just the fucking internet, dude. The thing is this is like a big thing. Is like I was stupid when I was a kid, and let's be fair, kids are stupid. I mean, they're fucking dumb.
Aren't we still stupid?
Well, yeah, but that's fine. Kids are fucking dumb, dude. Pretty much until the age of like 8 or 9. They're just, if you leave them alone for like 10 minutes and it gets quiet, you assume they found a way to kill themselves. Like, they're always looking for ways to kill themselves. Like, it's like, oh, how do outlets work? I'm going to shove a fork in it. Oh, I can fly. I'm going to jump off the roof. Just dumb shit. Put everything in their mouth. No, like I got.
What type of kids have you been around?
Fuck you, dude. Like your kids haven't done something stupid. Like your kids haven't like. You seriously don't worry that like someday they're gonna go jump in the pool without you guys and like they don't know how to swim, but they're like, fuck it.
That's why we taught our kids how to swim early.
Or like, kids are fucking dumb. Like they're dumb unless you raise them or they happen to be like just smarter than the average bear. Like 90% of the time, unless you really can teach them or they learn from an experience that didn't kill them, it's like, man, they don't know better. Which granted, how would you know unless you've learned or been taught or whatever. Right. But man, it's just like a constant thing. It's just like, okay, please don't kill yourself. Cause like kids like climbing out of cribs and shit. I'm like, how do you just not fall and break your neck and be dead? Like hit the soft spot and you're gone. I see baby cams all the time where they like Spider-Man it down the side of their crib and shit. And it's like, man, you could have fell from like 5. Old people fall from like 3 feet, break their hip and die.
Here's this thing. Okay. Since you said baby cams, I'm sorry, people. This is not really anything.
What? No, bring it.
So you said baby cams. And the other day I had a friend posting something on Facebook about their baby cam that has like their baby cam has like a heart monitor built into it so they can track their kid's heartbeat while they're sleeping. And a breathing monitor. Or no, it was a breathing monitor, not a heartbeat monitor.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, heartbeat, no way.
It was a breathing monitor. And I was like, okay, so you have a breathing monitor, a video, and audio all hooked up into one monitor, and God knows what else is hooked up to it. Yeah. I'm like, how fucking much shit do you need for this? Like, our parents just shut us in the damn room.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we had like, when my little brothers were babies, I remember our parents had like the baby monitors that were just audio, and that was it. Yeah. And then nowadays, like with our kids, we had one that was a little like monitor that looked like, it could be for WWF sitting in the thing. Yeah. But I mean, half the time we used that not when they were sleeping, but like if Micah was in his room playing with toys so we could watch him.
Make sure you don't fucking eat one.
Yeah. So we could be doing something else as he was a little kid, and then it would also give him the sense of being alone, so he would gradually learn to do things by himself.
Which I think is okay. Here. Ooh, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I think is a detriment. Like I think a lot of times the idea of those technologies are cool in a sense, and they're very helpful. I think they can be detrimental to not only the parent but the kid. One, let's be fair. Why are you buying those? So you don't have to actually parent 90% of the time.
Like I said, we didn't. A
So
lot
I
of
can go
times
do something.
They don't get that. A lot of times they're bought for them at like baby showers and shit. That's how we got ours.
True. But I'm saying, like, you know, you could still return it. I'm just saying. You could return it and spend it on something else.
My wife is crazy.
But I got no, just let me, I'm not trying to put it on you. I'm trying to put it on a stigma. The idea that, like, and again, this is me without kids, so fucking feel free to tell me to go fuck myself. My whole deal is like, you're doing that so you can go do something else. You're like, I want to just dump the kids somewhere else, let them do their thing while I go do my thing, instead of actually interacting with them or having them be a part of what you're doing. You know, put them in the seat in the kitchen while you cook, instead of putting them in the room with the monitor while you're cooking. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then once they get to a certain age, they're just used to being on camera. It sounds really dumb, but like, we are so surrounded by cameras and technology on a daily fucking basis. I am not surprised at all that, like, this. Have you done TikTok, like, at all?
Have
you even like downloaded it?
I downloaded it. I created an account, but I haven't posted nothing on there.
Same. So I just watch. I'm just like I'm a fucking Waldorf and Statler, just with my popcorn up in the rafters, fucking laughing his ass off. But like, some of the stuff I see these kids do with their parents, I'm like, I would kill them. What are you doing? Like, I've seen people like break glasses in front of their parents while they like prank them to do this thing, and I go, I would stab you. Like, what are you doing? Like, my dad would have lit me on fire or something. Like, he would have fucking beat my ass if I'd have done half the stuff these kids are doing. But it's like, not only have the parents grown up with it, because sometimes you see the parents in on it. Like, they know, like, they already know the trend because they have TikTok themselves. They're like a, 40-year-old parent.
Right.
Okay, that's kids playing outside. I swear I don't have anybody strung up in my basement. It's all good. I hope nobody heard that. But I was just sitting there because, like, there's these prank challenges, and you see some of the parents who are already in on it, and they can already tell. Like, I'm just saying, like, the kid thinks that they're oblivious, but yet the parent's already knowledgeable. And then the kids do these, like, stupid, awful things, and they just kind of get away with it. I'm like, it's so strange. How do you do that? And it's like, oh, easy, because both generations have grown up with the internet, with like fail compilations and prank wars and all this goofy ass shit. So like, the bar for social normity is so different than what it used to be for us. Because like, fuck, man, even back in the day, like, if I'd have swore in front of my parents, that was game over, dude. Yeah. But nowadays, it's like, I'm 40 and nobody cares.
Nowadays, like, I can speak from experience, like, raising kids and me being raised completely different than how my in-laws raised my wife, or how my in-laws were raised. And then I'm trying to instill certain aspects into my kids so that they don't grow up being assholes and shit,
That's always the goal.
But then you have like somebody that's 2 generations out trying to instill things onto them that have no impact on how society works right now.
Yeah, like, they're completely off base.
Yeah.
Like, the world left you behind.
They're still stuck in, like, the 60s or 70s. And it's like, no, like, shit's changed just since I was a kid. I guarantee it's changed since then.
Yeah.
Guarantee. What wrestler said that? The Rock, right?
Yeah. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I think Stone Cold.
I don't know.
It's one of them. It's one of those two.
Yeah.
The 2 good ones. No, it's interesting. Cause like, I mean,
it's interesting.
Cause if I had kids, like I actually had a talk with my niece the other day, cause she showed me a video, cause I made a joke to her, and then she sent me a TikTok video in response where a guy was like, if your friend's sending this to you, it's in response to what you just said, was like the tagline. And then this like goofy kid slides in and does this funny little thing, and he goes, "You're a bitch." And I go,
Are the like the voiceover ones?
No, it was like the kid just sent it into the
Okay.
video, but she sent it. She didn't say anything, but it was like, it's like essentially a GIF. Essentially. And I told her, I go, all right, I'm telling your mom. You shouldn't be watching this shit. This is insane. I didn't say shit, obviously, because the whole point.
How old is she?
Because of the profanity. She's like 10 or 11.
Okay.
But bear with me. She freaked out, and then I said, I'm just fucking kidding. Like, it's fine. I go, I'm your uncle. It's fine. You can kind of talk to me like that. I'd like to sit down with you and talk more about this, but like, if you ever use that type of language, like in public, or I find out you're doing that to a superior, you know what I mean, like an adult or something.
Yeah.
I go, you're done. Like, I'm not buying you shit.
There's also a way to teach them to, because I know eventually my kids will cuss. They know not to do it in front of us, but I know once they're at school, God knows what they're being taught.
You're going to go talk to your friends, and you're going to talk shit to each other, and you're going to do stuff.
I'd rather my kids learn the, I guess, proper way to use the words.
I'm with you. I'm with your thought process.
A proper way to use the curse words.
Read
rather
the room.
than just saying, whatever your friends are saying,
Spatial awareness and like reading the room are important things. And then those were things I was telling her. I was like, look,
because if you're going
to turn into a dickhead if you do stuff like this at the wrong way. If you can't read a room or you can't understand the validity of the situation or like what you're like, who you're around, then that's just as bad a skill as having a bad vocabulary. And I go, have a better vocabulary. I'm not going to lie. I've actually gotten people more pissed off because I called them a fucking fool than call them like a bitch.
You jester.
I was like, you're a fool. Like, what is wrong with you? And they go, what? I'm not a fool. It's like, all right, well, I could have called them a bitch and they'd have been like fine with it. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that? You're such a fool. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen you do.
Also, right now, more and more words that we were taught are just like, don't fucking say that in public ever, are being normalized on the radio and in TV shows. Like normal TV, you're not watching cable and you can still hear like bitch and shit. The only thing that really don't allow is fuck. Or if you're talking about something in like a sexual way, then I think they bleep the word. If they use certain words in like a sexual sense. But other than that, it's like basically everything is played on the normal except for fuck. Yeah. And then I've gone and tried to teach Micah. I was like, you can use fuck as an adjective and a verb. And then
there's a YouTube video for that.
And Nikki yelled at me because she was standing right there because we were talking about verbs, nouns, and all that shit like that.
It's the most versatile word in the English vocabulary.
But I wasn't telling him to say that word. I was just saying these are words that can be used as both. So
I'm gonna catch some shit for this. But there's a lot of words that now are part of my, I don't even know if I'm gonna use this word right, my nomenclature now, because of the fact that I've spent a lot more time on the internet and because of the people that I watch. Thanks to Twitter, I've made friends with a lot of people from Australia and a few people from the UK.
Yep.
And the word, here we go, the C word, cunt, they use it all the time.
Especially in the UK.
And they use it a ton. And the stuff I watch, they've normalized it. And I'm not stupid. I understand that I shouldn't use it here because it's so fucking offensive to people.
But why? Why is it?
See, this is where I'm at with you. I think context is the most important thing. The way you say it, like if you say it with vitriol and
it's like I guess it's like the most basic and easy way I think that you can say it is it's like me telling my wife to stop being a bitch and me saying you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, or just how you word it. Like I can say, dude, Nick, you're being a bitch. Or dude, Nick, you're a fucking bitch.
Or if I like come into the room and I'm like, "What's up, you fucking cunts?" Like just having fun versus like, "You're a fucking cunt." Like, you know what I mean? Or like, I remember getting slapped in the face by my mom years ago. This is back when I was in high school, because I wanted to come up with a non-offensive word that I could say to people to piss them off. You will never figure out what fucking word it was. It started with an F.
Flugen?
You won't believe me. This got me slapped in the face. I swear to Christ. Face.
Face?
Yep.
Like face? Like people still
Like
say
my
that.
face. Like face off. Like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And fucking John Travolta. I just go, "What? Stop being a face." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Stop being a face." She goes, "Excuse me?" And at a point, I was like, "Whatever, face." And then she slapped me. Because she knew I was being an asshole.
Right.
And it was one of those things where it's like, again, that's where I proved the first time ever context matters. Like, if you used the derogatory term for Hispanic, you know, the SP word,
Yeah.
it wouldn't piss me off. Like,
What
if you
about-
just said it in conversation.
What about
But if I could tell you were doing it to piss me off, it's you're challenging me and you're coming after me, I'll beat your ass. Like, there's a big difference between you just saying it versus
John, why you
like,
gotta
you're
be
trying to
such a
fuck with me. Exactly. Like, but you know, like I don't get mad when somebody's like, you know, "I'm gonna clean my floor with spick and span." Like, I'm not, you know, I wasn't mad that fucking thing existed, or like,
Yeah.
and people would go, "Well, then you're just not Mexican enough." I'm like, "Well, I guess, sure."
That's not
gatekeep
true
me.
because so my mother-in-law is straight Mexican. And her
not a gay or a bi lesbian.
her nickname,
Mexican.
oh god, that would not go over very well in their family,
It's called Catholicism.
unfortunately.
Have they ever seen Dogma?
No. I don't. I think I got them to watch Red State once.
Wow.
I think.
Wow. No way they like that.
I don't. It was, bro. The first time I got them. Okay, so we lived in Florida, right? And they lived up in
Sorry.
Michigan, and me and
Also sorry.
Micah went up there just by ourselves. So it was just me and Micah, no Nick. So just the son-in-law and
And this is the first
grandkids.
son, the older one.
Yeah, the first older one. So we went up there, and one of my buddies came and stayed at the house with me because I stayed at their house just for like a week. And we rented some movies, and we and my buddy, he knew her parents like closely.
So he's trying to fuck with him.
So he's like, you know, being nice and stuff like that. So we watched one movie, and I don't remember what that movie was, but then we put in this other movie, this Adam Sandler movie.
Oh no.
Bro, the content of the stuff in that movie, because I had never seen it, but I was laughing my ass off. He was sitting in the chair next to me. He just looked so uncomfortable.
What movie was it?
And my in-laws were just like looking at me every time something happened. It was That's My Boy.
I was almost like Little Nicky, maybe. Fuck, that's my point. No, that's. I actually don't even find that film to be that funny. But
Oh.
I like Ed because Andy Samberg is in that one, right?
Andy Samberg, Vanilla Ice. Every time I saw Vanilla Ice, I would just laugh.
Would you stop, collaborate, and then listen?
Yes. I just saw Vanilla Ice again on Netflix. It was a The Toys That Made Us. I finally watched the Ninja Turtle one of that because I've been holding out to watch that one last.
I remember telling you we did the have a pizza and watch Turtles night. Man, Secret of the Ooze does not hold up. It really doesn't. First one's still fantastic.
Go and watch that.
I need to watch the third
the
one.
Toys That Made Us thing about the Ninja Turtles. It's the second season. It's the first episode.
Okay.
And it's like 45 minutes. but it goes through like the process of basically the entire Turtle franchise, including some of the movies.
That'd be cool.
So it was pretty cool to see, and you get to see where Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird like split, and
for people who don't remember, those are the guys who originally made the comic books.
Which
a lot more gory than you remember.
Which Kevin Eastman still works with them, but neither one of them have any ownership. He just still does work on that.
He's like creative consultant,
something like that.
I think
he
writes.
Once
too.
Nickelodeon bought it from Laird, and then they hired Eastman to come in and do consulting and writing. They're actually doing the book together again, or they did it already.
I thought they didn't like each other, so that's interesting.
They kind of get it back together by the end of that episode, I should say. Yeah, but it's kind of funny because the reason that they fell apart in real life is because is like one of the reasons like a lot of people like went away from the Turtles. What had to do with the Next Mutation show.
Oh wow.
The live action turtle show. One the studios wanted a female turtle. One was
Venus
de Milo, and one was okay with it and the other was not okay with it. So then the one guy sold his shares out to the other guy, and that's
How do you
when they
stand
left.
on that one? You could get canceled here, so be careful.
I get canceled here.
That would require us to have ever started in the first place.
I have a Venus de Milo action figure and package up there.
Well, that just means you have no self-control.
Right.
But what do you mean about the how do you feel about the actual like depiction
for
and how that
the
all
depiction of it? Well, the whole show is just campy, corny. And they did a lot of it with Saban anyways.
Well, I always said it was it felt like a continuation of Turtles in Time.
Yeah,
they even
but they
essentially used the same set and shit, and it was weird.
Which is really weird because in that docuseries they even say that we wanted to reboot it, but I'm like, you're using the same set from the damn movie, but okay.
Yeah.
Because they even have Shredder shows back up in there like once, I think, which he's supposed to be dead. So I'm like, what is this? So Venus de Milo, though, it was a cool concept. It could have been done a lot better. But they have this new one out called Janika, and I'm showing John the comic book, and this is
looks more like a toad.
It's just the art. She was actually human, and she got mutated into a turtle in the comics right now, and she has a thing with Casey Jones. So Casey Jones gets to fuck a turtle, but the turtles couldn't fuck April. What the hell?
Yeah, bestiality's cool.
God. But I like her backstory a lot better than Venus de Milo's, because Venus has made absolutely no sense compared to what
she just showed up out of nowhere.
She showed up out of nowhere. She supposedly got mutated by the same stuff that the turtles did, which would mean she just got ran down the drain to somewhere else, and it's just like, what? How did she get to Japan as a mutating turtle? Like, and then she portals. She can use portals and shit like that.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, yeah. That's I'm on the edge. Like I feel the idea could have been done good, but the backstory just made zero sense.
I would very much have liked a female turtle. The problem is it has two issues. One, consistency with the story and the origin of the originals. Two, we have a Smurfette problem.
Yeah.
That's where you either go bestiality or you have four brothers who are teenagers with hormones fighting over one woman. That's awkward.
Which they did and they even mentioned in that show, because I have the whole series, they even mentioned in the show that they're brother and sister, but Leonardo like keeps hitting on her like all the time.
Well, because they're brothers and sisters in a sense, not like.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
When you have kids watching the show, they don't see it like that. They're brothers and sisters.
Sure.
So kids aren't understanding it, and kids also don't get the fact that animals do fuck their siblings. It doesn't really matter. in the animal
I'm
kingdom.
glad you went there. Thank you. Didn't really need to, but I'm glad you elaborated. For all the 5-year-olds who are listening to our podcast, I'm glad Michael felt the need to elaborate on that. I don't know.
People probably think I'm the worst fucking dad.
I don't know, man. Your whole house is full of toys and movies. Like, what else could you want?
And games.
Yeah, boy.
Got 2
I don't know.
PlayStations just on
I
this
want
floor.
the concept. Man, it's hard to figure out how you do that without like fucking everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Turning
And
a
then they
human
got rid
into
of
a turtle
April,
would make
too?
sense. Oh, that's why that was. I only liked the first like season and a half of the Nickelodeon reboot, like that 3D one that had like
The 2012 series?
Sure, I don't know that well. The one that had Jason Biggs is Leonardo.
Yep.
The first season is some of the best TV.
Mm.
It's so good. I think it might be some of the best Turtles ever. And then they pretty much just rip off the first Turtles live action film for the second season, and then they just completely go off the rails. When a car gets mutated into a monster, I go, "Oh, this fucking show is terrible." That was the moment I go, "Oh, this show just lost its shit. This is awful."
I think the 2003 series that started in 2003 that went like the longest. I think, because it went
That was
from
the one when they were like big and bulky, kind of look like.
they look more anime-ish almost.
Mm-hmm.
Teenage Mutant Turtles, and then it went, and it was the same series. They just added like Turtles in Time and shit like that, but it was still a continuation of that same series. So I think that series was probably one of the better ones, story-wise. Anyways,
Yeah.
and like they dived into like all over. They were all over the place. The new one that's on now, The Rise of the TMNT, is supposedly a precursor to before like all the other stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is like them learning how to fight and all this other crap. I've not watched one episode of that, so I have all the toys to it, but I have not watched one episode.
I will 100% say the old animatronic suits are fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the TV show, they looked pretty good. They still looked a little cheap. I think that was just bad lighting.
I think they were trying to. So with 2 and 3, those movies actually had a budget. The first one was an independent film. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I think like they were just trying to stick with what was already shown to try and keep it to look similar. Like they did change the suits.
The third one is so shit, but I watched it probably the most.
The third one was overlit, I feel.
Well, yeah, it was like, it just felt cheaper. It felt plastic. And then
The turtles should not be seen in the daytime when they were using those suits.
they're ninjas. I think they always forget the part that they're ninjas.
Right.
Like that was because like even I kept telling Hannah like the hardest part to believe was that Raph was just walking around like an asshole in New York. But I go, well, it is New York.
Yeah.
He could.
And he was in costume, and he was at night. It was at night.
Yeah, I'm like, it's out at night. He's leaving movie theaters and stuff, and people are used to like sideshow people like in costume fucking around. I'll maybe give you that. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But then I go, why does Casey Jones kick his ass so easy? That pissed me off so much.
Doesn't he
can't
get
get over
the jump on him?
Nope. Remember they both go after the purse
Oh,
snatchers?
yeah.
And so then they're actually talking to each other. Oh, talking about the World Series and blah, blah, blah. And then he just gets fucking just...
Yeah, he gets the jump on him because he turns his back to Jones at first.
No, he doesn't. No, he takes it square in the chin. Like, he loads up a cricket bat.
Oh, yeah, because he get...
Cricket? Nobody knows nothing about cricket.
Yeah.
And he's standing right in front of his face, and he gets hit in the face and, like, launched. I go,
Yeah.
So this Raph, who's standing in front of a dude with a cricket bat, gets fucking off-footed 10 feet into a trash can, and then I'm supposed to believe this mofo can take on, like, 30 foot soldiers on a roof by himself before he gets chucked through the roof?
But he doesn't take on them. He gets his ass kicked.
But I'm saying he takes out like 20 of them before they
Yeah.
actually overpower him because there's like 60 of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm just being an asshole. I love the film. We just recently rewatched it, and it's fucking awesome.
They're just proving to you that Casey Jones is the real Casey Jones and not the,
Yes.
I'm going to be a detective.
Oh, that kills my soul every time. And it's Stephen Amell, dude. He could have been so much cooler. And then, but 100% the rooftop scene. It's one of the coolest sequences ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I do make the argument, why doesn't Shredder just kill him half the time? But anyway, James Bond style.
Well, the first movie is basically like the first comic book. The first edition. Because they kill in the comics, they actually kill Shredder in the first one because they never thought they were gonna get a sequel or nothing, so they were just a second edition of the comic book. They just did one edition. They thought that was it.
Babies.
Because they did that back in the day all the time for comics. Like, indie comics would do like a one-off here and there.
Yeah. Speaking of old movies that we were watching, thanks to TikTok and all this shit, they were doing like these weird like date night things, where you go to Walmart and like you go to like the $3 bin and you just shove your hand in it, and when somebody says stop, you grab something and you pull it out, and then you go down the aisles, stop, and then you grab food and you buy like 5 items of food and a movie, and then you do date night with it.
Okay.
Clever. I think that's really clever. Probably like a $30 date night. Awesome. So we did that with our movie collection. And then I was an asshole and hated everything that she picked. She had never seen the movie Money Talks. Does that ring a bell to you?
Yeah, it's Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen.
Boy, look at you. Also, I believe Paul Sorvino was his name. He's in it. Rip. And Heather Locklear, yum.
You get
also
that,
in Scrubs.
You get that end scene where he does this like thing with his ear, and you get that big bling of the diamond.
Because the diamond. We watched it.
I haven't watched that in forever.
That movie's fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
We watched it last night. She loved it. I go, dude, Chris Tucker used to be good.
Yeah.
And then he found Jesus and stuff.
What is he doing now? I don't even know.
He found Jesus, so he's not making anything. He did He was in Silver Linings Playbook, and he was funny. And then he did a stand-up special for Netflix, which was fucking terrible. It was awful, dude.
Rush Hour 4. They're working on Rush Hour 4.
They're probably not gonna make that. I think that's pipe dream.
Rush Hour 4 during the COVID.
Man. So they do everything via webcam.
All right.
I still need to watch that Jackie Chan movie. Like, I don't know what it was called, but like, was it like The Foreigner or something, where he was like this fucking badass because they like took his kid. It's like Jackie Chan's.
It's called The Foreigner.
I fucking want to watch it so bad.
That's what it's called. Is The Foreigner. Yeah, it's pretty
Is it
good.
really what it's called?
Yeah.
Super racist.
Yeah.
But I'm in. It looks awesome.
It was,
we watched Money Talks, dude. Chris Tucker's funny as shit, dude.
Bleeding Steel was a fun one that Jackie Chan did.
Jackie Chan
fun
movies
sci-fi
are awesome.
flick.
They're awesome. Have you ever seen Drunken Master?
Mm-hmm.
The Legend of Drunken Master?
Yeah.
Fucking great film. I would make the argument it does fall in the line of like older films. Way too goddamn long. It's probably 30 to 40 minutes too long. It's a lot of fun, but fucking hell, it drags.
Yeah.
It's like, just give me the fight scenes, because the storyline is kind of meh. Also, you fucking fat ass.
What?
I am looking at your... You know exactly what I'm talking about. He's grabbing a backpack right now.
No, you can't.
Are those
see.
fucking cheese puffs?
Yeah. They're not open.
No, what kind of Cheetos are they?
Cheese puffs.
No, what kind? Because I see the blue bag. So they're puffs, or are they like the claw puffs?
They're puffs.
Just straight up old puffs?
Yeah.
I'm a bitch. I bought the claw ones because they're fucking hilarious in my mouth. They feel weird. and I like it. What is that bag then? Is that like your like bug out bag? Like what is that?
That's my computer bag.
So you put Cheetos in your fucking computer bag?
I mean, I'm not going anywhere, so they're
but
just
I'm trying to figure
there.
out. No, like you say, it's like my computer bag. Like, is that like your work bag or like what is it?
Yeah, one of.
Oh, okay.
I got
So you just like
because
take
I
a
got the
snack to work?
computer bag, and then underneath it is my my Pelican case for my camera shit.
Yeah, boy. Oh, so like when you were going to the studio and shit, you'd have a sneak.
Yeah.
You feed.
Well, no, actually, those are recently. I just picked them up at the corner store the other day. I just haven't eaten them. Yeah.
What is this? 1920s? What
It's
is a fucking
it's
corner store?
on the corner, and then it's a store. It's like the Quickie Mart.
I believe. Oh my God! There was a dude at Taco John's in the small ass town that I work at. From time to time, I have to drive out to, and straight up handwritten sign on white poster board. Yes, I assure you, we are open. Or we're open. I was like, that fucking man gets it.
Yeah.
Because he put assume on it. I assure you. It's like, that is fucking Clerks. He had to fucking go out there and fucking like sign dangle because they're renovating the building so it looks like condemned.
Mm.
But yeah, they're still operating. It was interesting.
Yeah.
This COVID shit sucks, man. I can't get over it. It sucks. Like nothing's really changed for me, so I really need to stop bitching. The only thing I bitch about every day is that I have to wear a mask now, like when I work, and it's like
yeah.
I am a fucking prick about it. Like I hate it.
They're having everyone wear masks now, right?
Yeah, and well, and at
Customers
this point, it's just better to just do it.
Yeah.
Just because people are cunts about it. But I'm really at a point where I'm like, don't fucking mandate me to do it in your store if you're not going to make your fucking customers do it. Either kick your customers out or kick me out.
Which I heard
Go
they
for
were doing, but I don't know.
Some places
Some
are,
places
not all
are.
of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some places are requiring. And I'm like, and I'm fine with that. I've told Hannah my biggest problem with this whole thing is the just half-assing of everything. It's like one person says, no, it's fine. The other person says, no, it's terrible and you're going to die. And then the other person's like, well, I mean, nobody can go back to work. And it's like, but why am I working then? You know what I mean?
Because people need
really
that.
awkward.
I don't know. I just
Like, who am I to bitch though? Like, I'm going in and I'm clocking in and I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's unsafe. You shouldn't be working. I'm like, well, I'm not a fucking doctor or anything. Why the hell am I working?
right.
You know what I mean? Which I'm fine. Again, it's like, it's this catch-22 that I don't know where I fall. It's awful. And it just makes me look like a petty fucking prick. Because it's just like, well, because I'm just like, well, if I'm working, why can't everybody else be? And they're just like, well, they can't.
That defeats the
cool.
point of, closing
Nailed
stuff
it.
down.
Yeah. I was just like, nailed it. Good job.
I don't know. Dude, I stopped watching the news, so I literally have no clue what's going on.
It's just all awful.
I don't even care right now. If something serious happens, I'm sure I'll find out in some fashion. Otherwise, we have the Jumanji killer bees out there we gotta worry about. So
Jumanji killer bees. You mean the murder hornets?
Murder
They're
hornets.
literally called murder hornets.
They're
I
actually
watched
not.
a
They're
video.
called. They're Japanese giant
Murder hornets.
bees or something. No, because we watched the thing on the fucking like Discovery Channel or something about them. They're fucking
They're
huge.
freaky. They're freaky, dude. They like rip the heads off of bees. It's insane.
Japanese giant hornet is what it's the technical term for it. But praying mantises kill
I
'em.
saw that video.
Yeah, that's
I saw
pretty
that
dope.
video. Did you see the video of like 100 bees like latching back and killing them?
No. But
It was pretty cool.
to be fair though, praying mantises also, have sex and then decapitate their spouse.
Oh, same. Not like me, but like women. Women do that.
Yeah, the females.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I think black widows
Black
do
widows
something
do
too.
that too. Yep.
It's so crazy. I would hate to be an insect because, damn.
I mean, I'd argue Mother Nature probably thinks we are. I'd probably hate spiders a lot more if I'd never seen Charlotte's Web.
Did
Do
you
you
ever
ever see You've seen Charlotte's
I've seen
Web,
Charlotte's Web, yeah.
right? That was one of the worst things in my brain. Like, I know it's a cartoon and everybody thought it was fucking cute and shit. That actually horrified me at the end when all the babies came alive.
Mm-hmm.
One, realizing how many come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Two, do you think they fucking paratroop like that? They look like fucking paratroopers going into Nam, dude. Like, they all had fucking, like, they all used the web and, like, took off. It's like, nah, bro. Like, they all just, like, skitter out and take off
Yeah.
on it. And it's like, embed themselves into nooks and crannies in your apartment.
When
Like, they don't
how old
float
were
away
you
like
when you-
fucking dandelions that you made a fucking wish on. Like, it's
Yeah.
awful.
how old were you when you saw that? Or that you realized that?
Probably 8 or 10.
Okay.
I was 10 when I made the realization that I know they don't, like,
Yeah.
you know, fucking skydive.
Well, that's why when you squish spider eggs too, you're supposed to squish and then smear. That way you kill everything.
Fuck you,
inside of
dude.
them.
Pesticide. I fucking spray that
It won't
bitch.
kill through the egg.
No, you squish and spray.
And squish and pull.
No, I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah. It's the
Don't tell
same
me
thing
what to
with same thing with I think they are the roach eggs. There's like
God,
a
I don't wanna
bunch
talk
of
about
them in
bugs.
there, except they're very translucent when they come out, so
Ew.
you can't see them at all. Anyways,
No, fuck all that.
back
No,
to back to
That's-
mantises. Have you ever
that's one of
seen
the-
Meet the Applegates?
Have you ever seen the old show Mantis, where it's like a paralyzed black man who got a mechanical suit?
Like Kamen Rider, almost.
Like what?
Like Kamen Rider.
You mean Masked Rider?
No, Kamen Rider.
The fuck is Kamen Rider?
Kamen Rider Mantis.
No,
That's what he was.
I don't know what that means.
He looks like a mantis. He's like in the mantis suit and everything. It was
kind of cool.
It was like he rides a bike, of course, a bicycle. It was a Tokyo show, but I think it came to the States.
Bicycle. Want to ride my bicycle?
So that's what I thought you were talking about. But you were talking
No,
about what?
not even a little bit.
Just mantis.
It's called Mantis. It's like an acronym. Like in the title, it's like M.
Oh
period.
yeah.
It was an old sci-fi
M-A-N-T-I-S.
show. I watched it after Sliders. It was about this paralyzed black guy who created like a bionic suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the Mass Rider meets like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Show sucked. Pretty much, they always had to figure out a way for a suit to fail, so he was like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I watched the shit out of it, but it was pretty awful.
Well, did you ever see Meet the Applegates?
Is that like a Steve Jobs thing or?
It was a 1990 movie. It was like a horror-esque type film.
No.
With Ed Begley in it. He was the main.
It sounds like you're just making up words at this point.
And anyways.
Anyways, guys.
No, that show was. I remember as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a little kid, but I remember it because they're praying mantises.
You remember as a little kid because you haven't seen it since you were a little kid.
Right.
Nailed it.
I remember because they were praying mantises in human bodies, and the teenage daughter was mating with guys and killing
It's like
them.
Species.
And except they would put them in cocoons. I don't think they actually officially killed one of her boyfriends. I think they got to them before then. So, yeah.
Wow, way to bring it down.
Bring it down. The
Nothing worse than a
modeling
cocoon.
themselves after an idyllic cookie-cutter suburban 1950s family, a colony of insects moved from South America into the United States with the intent of getting access to the nation's nuclear resources. That's what it was. There you
Okay.
go.
So since you brought it down, speaking of bringing things down, can I read a tweet?
All right, one more tweet and that's it. That's it. One more.
Oh no, we're
Anyways.
gonna talk more.
Anyways.
Anyways, guys.
Anyways.
So this is from the disgruntled Jedi on Twitter. Why are you eating a fucking candy bar? You fucking fat ass.
I know.
What are you doing? Three Musketeers, even.
Three Musketeers, just so people don't think I have three in my hand.
Three of the. I'm actually eating individually the Three Musketeers. I'm actually eating Charlie Sheen, fucking Kiefer Sutherland, whoever the other guy was. I can't remember his name.
He was the king.
Huh? Who?
He was the king from Ready to Rumble, WCW movie. I will rule you. You don't remember that?
I don't know any of that. No, I'll even let you wait. I will hold off on my brilliant thing that's not going to be all that interesting.
You don't remember the Ready to Rumble movie back in like 2000 with David Arquette?
No, that would have required me to watch it.
Okay.
I was more of a Idiocracy guy.
Never
which
mind.
apparently Mike Judge like predicted the future.
Well, the other Musketeer was also Oliver Platt.
Don't even know who he is.
You don't know who fuck Oliver Platt is? Yes, you do.
He's the Green Arrow.
You're fucking asshole.
Oh yeah, no, the guy from fucking Jurassic World. Chris Pratt. Oh, Oliver Platt. Sorry.
You can't even say the last name right. We're canceling John.
All right, can I
John's
move forward on
canceled.
my uninteresting fucking segue?
Let's cancel you.
So this is from the Disgruntled Jedi at. Oh my god, I can't read this. Change your name, dude. Nubiscus Maximus. All right, awesome. To be fair, 2020 has been kind of strange, and these are like trending topics on Twitter for each month. January, World War III, because everybody thought that was going to happen because of Trump. February, Australia on fire. Yeah, we don't even talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
March, we go into lockdown. April, Chernobyl radiation spike, and we had a near-missed asteroid. So that's cool. May, murder hornets, which I guess now are Japanese.
What about
hornets?
COVID?
Well, I think that's what the lockdown was. June, return of COVID. The sequel. And then it's a fucking picture of I think it's Yul Brynner as a pharaoh. The pharaoh seeing us all freaking out over just one plague. And he's just like giving you a girl, please. Like, fucking
right.
look. I love shit like that. It was funny. Made me laugh. 2020, not going well. The roaring 20s, if you will.
Yeah.
Not ideal. Not ideal. So what have you been up to all week? I did a couple of cool things. Not to like plug my own anus, but I figured I'd give you a chance to talk. Well, I figured I'd give you a chance to talk because I talk too much, man.
I didn't do shit, bro. I mean,
well, like, why not?
We did me and Kenny did the second episode of the
Oh my god,
Brothers
he killed
podcast.
Kenny. How'd that go?
It went all right. I mean, I gotta break him in. He's not
Like
very.
He's like a fucking wild mare.
He talks a lot more though on there than he does on Operation Babble because he's not just a spectator.
To be fair, I think you're 100% right. I think he's just like, I'm enjoying the show.
Right.
I just want to see it go, and I just get to watch.
Right. I still really like his line at the end of last podcast where he's just like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, that was really funny. Like, way to fucking shill our own shit. But yeah, no, I I listened to it, and then I just turned it off when you started, fucking quote unquote babbling on about like our sponsors or whatever, not sponsors, but like platforms that we're on. And then, so yeah, I tuned out, and you're like, "Did you listen to like the little hit afterwards?" And I go, "No, wait, there was." So I went and listened to it. It was pretty funny. He's like, pretty much it just was John, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I go, I feel like I earned that.
Just the tone of his voice was funny though.
It was like defeated. He felt defeated, and I was like, how did I do that? The guy has only done 2 podcasts with me. You've done like fucking 60, and I broke him somehow. And To be fair, he's your brother, so how did that happen? I was like,
well,
how
like
did
I
I break
said,
him so fast?
like I said, he's a brother from another penis, so different genes there.
Man, me fucking breaking you last time though was really funny. It was like, I love. You were talking about like Zach Gowen. Is that a thing? That's a wrestler, right?
Yeah, he was the one-legged wrestler.
I'm like, yeah, I loved him in fucking Hangover.
Which it doesn't even sound like Galifianakis at all.
That was the joke, though.
It's not funny.
It just
though.
started Zach
It's just
G.
not funny. It's not funny.
No,
now we're just gonna do a whole episode of commentary over our podcast.
It was super
because it's not funny at all. It was
I
just
know,
retarded.
like, yeah. Now we're waxing fucking nostalgic about our own shit. How much more narcissistic and up your own ass can you get?
Okay. Anyways, back to.
Guys.
Anyways. Look, anyways.
No, you're not doing that again.
Anyways.
I'm just gonna keep calling it out.
Anyways.
Yeah, you're fucking that up.
So I did that on Friday.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot this week. And then last night on Wednesday I did that, and it didn't get cut off by Facebook, thank God. That's a story in itself. I don't know if I said that on the podcast or not. But I do public domain with Myke Shrews, just because I'm not very creative.
Hey, look, you're one trick pony.
Right?
It's fine.
It's just public domain movies with me. I'm sitting in the corner there of the screen watching the movie with everyone, trying to get a chat going on.
I'd watch it with you if you
did it or later.
Fucking gave me time or
yeah,
let me know when it was happening.
I'm not sure.
Saying.
I'm still trying to gauge if people
you need
want
to get
me...
a Discord is what you need.
I have a
do.
Discord.
Oh well, where the fuck? Okay, well, why are we not talking about that? You fucking idiot.
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
Actually, Operation Babble has its own Discord.
Why don't I know this?
I just haven't launched it yet.
No,
Thanks.
You're nailing it.
God.
You're nailing it.
So basically it's just watching any public domain movie. Last night we did a kaiju movie. It was kind of cool. I need to figure out if people...
I like how you're like, it's kind of cool. Way to sell yourself.
Well, no, the movie itself.
Gotcha.
I want to know, though, as far as the format I do it. Right now, I introduce the movie, and then I do an outro. And I just play the movie with my, facial reactions. I do the whole Kevin Smith thing with the big eyes and shit like that.
Do you talk over it?
But I don't talk over it at the moment. So I'm trying to figure out if I should or shouldn't.
You're silly, of course. Commentary.
Because I'm I'm literally saying things during it, but I know I have my mic off and shit, so...
no, say stuff.
So
man.
that's what I was thinking.
Because
because I have the audio up enough to where I shouldn't take over, so it'll be interesting. I'm trying to figure out which one we're gonna do next time. It's either gonna be Reefer Madness or The Lost World,
classic.
which I've never actually watched the Reefer Madness all the way through, and it's only an hour long.
I would love to do Reefer Madness.
There you go.
I like to be a part of that one. Am I invited?
You can be.
If you invite me, I'm in. I'm
We
in.
can totally
I got the
do that.
equipment, dude. I can show up. I can do this.
All right.
I can get this done.
Other than that, though, nothing else going on. Just
What did I do?
just working
did I
on
do?
different shit.
What did I do that was exciting?
What did you do? Oh, you did something on the Saturdays.
I did do a thing. What day was that? Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday. Yeah. The fifth. No, the. I don't even know what fucking day it was of the week.
Yeah, I don't remember. No, it was Saturday night.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
it
I
was
just
Saturday
said.
night. Last Saturday. It was like May the something.
7th. No,
No, that's today.
that's
dumbass.
today.
To pull the curtain back. So tomorrow when it releases, hopefully, I'm assuming. Fuck, that was forever ago. It was like May 2nd or 3rd.
Mhm.
I went on a live stream. I got invited
Ooh.
to a live stream because I bitched and complained.
Mm.
With at Mary Mayhem. She is part of like the fandom menace on Twitter. Like people like apparently like people are like mad at them. It's essentially the people who just think like Disney It's kind of fucked up Star Wars, and they're all pissed off about it.
Can I say something real quick though to
Go
what you're saying, like the fandom menace? It's basically people that, like you just said, don't like that, and then everybody in the rest of the Twitter sphere or whatever the fuck it is, they like to just take those people and like put them into this bubble of like they just hate everything and they're just bad people and we just shouldn't even like communicate with them. And I'm just like, wait, because they have a differing opinion than you want to just shield them off? Like, no, go away.
This is hard because
I wish people saw the visuals
things...
of my hands just like go.
I know, he's just like, go away, and he's like twiddling his fingers. Because
it just always gets me that like people that don't hate every single thing or maybe aren't passionate about one thing like other people are, they instantly attack those people for attacking that said property. You know, whether it be Star Wars or Marvel or DC or fucking Star Trek, anything. It's like you have your fans that are going to love it no matter what, and you have your fans that are so passionate about it that they get pissed off. Oh,
see, that's what I liked. Something you said about they're going to like it no matter what. And I think that's where the stigma starts to show up, is like this idea of people who will eat anything. And you kind of forget, like, there are people who have grown up with this for a really long time, and they're very passionate, and they buy everything, and they're like obsessed with it, and it's really, really good. And then all of a sudden you make this sequel trilogy, and now they're doing that. But the problem is the quality isn't there with the storytelling, and these movies will not hang on as long as they will. Like, I bought a lot of toys. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually wanted to be a collector for this really cool film. Yeah. They came back, and I think it was in like 1998 or something. It was this really awesome film that I thought was super, super amazing. And I bought like pens and cups and straws and all kinds of cool stuff. It was called Godzilla.
Go Godzilla.
That had Matthew Broderick in it. Mm-hmm. That film is not good, but it's fun. These sequel trilogy films are terrible. They're terrible. They're obviously terrible.
That's one thing
They're terrible.
I get.
They're just awful. And so is Batman and Robin. But
I feel sometimes people get confused though, like that. Right. But see now, because say like Batman and Robin or the Godzilla movie or fucking even Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I know these are bad movies, but I still love them. You know what I mean? Like they give me enjoyment. They have that specific spot there. So when I say I love Howard the Duck. If I say I love Howard the Duck, some people take that as what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you love this piece of shit movie?
Well, you're going to get that anyway.
Right.
You're going to get that anyway.
But it's like, I understand that it's bad, and I understand why it's bad for many reasons for Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
But it's like, I still have a process in my brain that's like, I like what I'm seeing, even though I know it's not necessarily great filmmaking or something. Right.
It's entertaining me. It's making me smile. And I get that. And then people go, well, you're trying to take away. But like, no, but then it's these people who are very passionate about it. Mm-hmm. They go, I don't understand these old people. It's like, we've outgrown those old films. And it's like, okay, now you're being assholes? Like, it's like, you are discarding away the thing that even let these movies be made. And then you're trying to tell me that these are better films than those. It's like, no, it's because you like them does not make them better than these films. And that's where the contention, I think, starts to like fester. Yeah. It's like I don't give a shit what people say. You watch Alien and Aliens, it's way better than Covenant. Even though Covenant or Prometheus looks good, they're shit films.
But see, that's the problem is people are always going to say something is, well, not always, but a lot of people get the confusion of whether it's pretty and it looks good means it is good. And that's not the case.
Like, I'll watch Batman and Robin before I watch the original Michael Keaton Batman any day. I will, because I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off. And Uma Thurman looks hot as Poison Ivy. And Arnold Schwarzenegger hamming it the fuck up.
Hey, dude, Howard the Duck has Leah Thompson in their panties, so I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, boy. Like, I'm just saying, like, I get it, but I would never tell anybody that Batman and Robin is a better film than, like,
but you can
Batman
say it's
2.
I like it. You can say it's good.
Well, I'll watch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
the people
I guess
who are like,
you see, that's the other thing. I guess I word things wrong. If like I just said, you can say it's good. People are instantly gonna take it as like you think it's a good film. But what I'm saying is, it's good to me. Like, I get enjoyment out of it. I guess it's all in the context of how you say it.
Yeah, everybody. Context matters, dude.
Yeah.
We need to make a shirt that says context matters.
Matters
No,
context.
like, real talk. Like you just have to elaborate. Even if it's just a little tagline, like, Friday the 13th. You can't just say Friday the 13th. It has to be Friday the 13th Next Blood or something. Like, it has to be the remake. Can't be the same thing.
Right.
Because when I say Friday the 13th is awesome. See? I got you. I struck a nerve. But, if
or
somebody
Child's
told
Play.
you...
Fucking Child's Play. Why did we call it Child's Play?
If somebody told you...
Call it Play with
Mark
Children.
If the Mark Hamill Child's Play is the best Child's Play movie, that wouldn't
Which
stir
people
some
have
shit up.
people have said that.
But it doesn't stir something up in your brain.
It pisses me off.
Don't lie. Yeah, see,
It
there
does,
you go.
because
It's annoying.
I know it's not the best Child's Play movie. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to start a fucking argument with you over it. If I'm going to talk to somebody about why it's not, I'm going to tell them exactly. Well, it doesn't have this, and
The
this,
problem is
and it's
that's
this,
when
this,
it
and
turns
this.
into an argument. The second you start, see, you're doing it. Once you start laying it out, you have to have the argument.
It's
And
one
the thing
reason
is-
I stayed away. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's one reason
No,
I
you're
stayed
fine.
away from discussing things with like all my Star Trek friends about the Picard series, because the Picard show, that shit was hit or miss every other episode. There was like maybe 5 good minutes here in one episode and stuff
then
like
the
that.
ending.
And then they just fuck everything up with all this other stuff. And it's like, how do you go at somebody who's like, I know whatever I say to them, they're just going to be like, well, that's just your opinion. And your opinion doesn't
easy.
matter. I'm like, if my opinion doesn't matter, then don't fucking ask me.
As long as you give them examples, you can walk away. My thing is the problem is nowadays the word argument is inherently a negative thing. An argument doesn't mean
debate.
yelling and screaming.
Why can't we
and
just
I
say
hate you.
debate?
Or debate. Yeah, absolutely.
You can debate in a mature and sophisticated way where you're not going to rip each other's tongues out of their mouths at the end of the
I don't have to call you a
conversation.
cunt.
Fucking cunt. Which you see a lot on Twitter. Oh my god.
Well, to be fair, and I'm absolutely guilty of it, because I do have passionate feelings for a lot of franchises.
I know.
Like Terminator
I see it in my
Star
texts
Wars
all the
and things
time.
like that. Happens all the time. But like I'll always say, like I even pinned the idea like where you completely changed my mind. It was like, yeah, the sword thing in Picard.
Yeah.
It's like, to be fair, the reason for it is stupid, but the inherent just idea of the sword being there is not a problem.
They don't really give a reason for it besides like he fenced with Picard once.
But like I said,
which if that's the reason
but-
they're basing him carrying a sword off of, it's the dumbest thing ever.
Exactly. That's why I made and in that podcast I make that argument after as I go, I'm just bitching about the fact that there is a sword and I'm off base.
Yeah.
But him carrying a sword would make sense if it was a fucking saber that he learned to fence with Picard. So he carried his saber around with him like a musketeer or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would make sense because it was something that he
His
learned
whole
to do.
character was just odd. It was just like they needed to force feed another Romulan into it that was on the good side.
Just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Which
No,
that's what they really did. They literally force fed that character in there just because like Picard saved him, but then Picard disappeared.
Yeah.
It's like he's been gone for like 20 years, bro. He don't care about you.
There's nothing wrong with arguments as long as you have examples. Because if you don't give me an example of something, I have nothing to work with except your emotions.
Yeah.
And I'm not in your head. I don't live in your head. I don't know. Maybe maybe this father, like Click is a good example for me. I cry at the end of Click every single time because I have some issues with my daddy. Like I have some issues. And so father-son relationship stuff really gets me. Or like my dad's military. So like when I watch like those like military people coming home and surprising people on the internet, I cry every time because I'm a bitch.
Also,
But,
in
like,
Click,
people-
you get to
but
see
people
Black
who aren't
Canary
military-
breaking down over another dad dying.
But you know what I mean? But like people who like aren't military or don't experience that,
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, that was cool. Or
Yeah.
they'll even go like pandering. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, I get it. I totally get it. Because if I didn't give a shit, I would absolutely say the same thing. But the thing is I'm personally attached to that. Therefore, it makes an emotional response to me.
Right.
But I have the self-awareness to understand that not everybody goes through that type of stuff like I do.
Well, this
So-
could be a whole. This could be something really cool to do a whole cast on with
I'd love
some
to.
other inputs, because I'm sure everyone's just tired of hearing
Oh,
us
our
about that
voices?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go on. You were talking about what you were doing on Saturday.
Oh yeah, fucking tangent again, dude.
That's
we're
my
like-
fault. That's all my
We are
fault too.
awful. We are awful. No, I ended up on this thing called Shenanigans. It's a
Now, is it
show-
shenanigans or does she do it shenanigans?
I
To
it's
like play on it,
shenanigans
because I know
like
how
they're-
like she
like
she does-
Farva,
yeah.
like the restaurant from Super Troopers.
Okay,
Like,
shenanigans.
no, she's not like pro feminist crazy.
Well, no, I thought maybe she did it as like a gag.
Oh, if only. No, her whole panel was pretty much dudes except
Yeah.
for her.
Which she
So
should have
she-
been in the center, by the way.
Huh?
She should have been in the center.
I know, right? That would have been funny to actually have her like look like the host.
Yeah, to line it up.
She at Mary Mayhem, MERRYMAYHEM. You can find her on Twitter. She's part of the Fandom Menace. If you don't like her, bummer. She's part of Geeks and Gamers as well. If you don't like her, again, bummer. But I don't feel like this is a show. This show is not a like. It's not a review show. It's not a whatever. This was. She found a bunch of random ass dudes for fun that she kind of knew, and she barely knows me.
Now,
But she brought me on.
Was
It was
it
like an improv show.
was it the first episode? Because I was watching.
No, this is like God, probably like episode like 10 or 20
Okay.
or something.
Okay.
No, she does this weekly. It's like every Saturday night around 9 p.m. Central Time. It's just an improv show. It's like we played like a Family Feud type thing, and then we did like a Would You Rather segment.
Yep.
And then the final thing is we did an improv section. Like, oh God, my scenario was one guy was my dad, and I was the son who was like a flasher. And I'm flashing at school, and
Yeah.
I finally got in trouble, and my dad got called down. But the thing is the dad is also a serial flasher, and he was trying to tell me all the things I did wrong. So it was pretty interesting. It was kind of
Yeah.
fun. It's just a joke show. It was kind of fun to just kind of. I acted for a while, so it was kind of neat to put my chops out on the screen and.
And
At the
something.
same time, it was just a lot of fun. It was just super fun. I will say you can't watch it unless you subscribe to her Patreon, I believe.
If you want to watch it, that's pre-recorded.
It is recorded.
Yeah,
We
you have
did
to
it
be
live.
part of her Patreon to watch it now, unless you watched it live, is what she had said.
Pretty much.
Pay attention, see?
Yeah, boy. It's fun.
God,
It was a lot of fun.
that would be
I-
scary if both of us ended up on there one.
Oof. I couldn't imagine the stupid shit we would say.
I think she would be screaming the entire time to just shut us up.
Oh, dude, I fucking melted her down like twice. There was a point. I'm trying to convince her to put it out as like a stinger. It was like a minute and a half where she had to leave for a bathroom break, and there was a prompt for a would you rather. I'll actually give you the question and see what you think. So I would like your take on this. The question was, would you rather
Yeah.
smell like poop for the rest of your life, or your significant other smelled like poop. Or no, it was you could smell like poop your entire life, but you wouldn't smell it. But your significant other would smell like poop, but you could. But you could smell it.
Right.
Which would you pick?
I mean, I know there's plenty of things out there I could shove up my nose to get rid of my senses of smell, so I just have her smell.
You'd be fine with that?
Yeah. Until she has to go to work, then it's kind of...
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, you also do forget.
I guess me. I guess I would pick me because I don't go out as much, and if I am working, I'm usually out in an airy place too. So, yeah.
Mine was... I went with me. I was fine with me. Because, one, I would eventually get used to it. It's fine. If my girlfriend still stuck around with me while I smelled like shit, she's ride or die.
Right.
Like, she's not leaving.
Now,
So
like,
I'm
what kind of
keep
shit,
her.
though, too? It's like there's different,
Let's just say the degrees will get worse if you don't shower. Like, I'll even give you, like, oh, you smell like you farted all the time.
Like, it's just your normal body odor then.
Yeah.
And then
but
as
if
you
you
go
didn't shower
along,
for
you
like 2
just-
days,
yeah.
it smells like you straight up shit your pants. I'll even give you that.
Right.
But, like, I was saying, like, I'm fine with it. I'm good. So then in the middle of us trying to do, because there's 5 other panelists.
Yeah.
In the middle of it, she bails because she has to go to the bathroom. Well, we didn't want to continue the show because she's hosting it. So why give the answers if she's not there to commentate on it?
Right.
So we just started talking. And we ended up on Blues Brothers for some reason. And James Brown. James Brown was singing. We were talking about like him in Rocky IV. And do you think Apollo shit himself when he died? Or I was like, oh, but what about Sister Act? He was in that. That was awesome. And then we fought about, I might watch Sister Act before I watch Blues Brothers.
Over
the first
it.
one.
If you had to pick.
I still think they're both great films.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have a near and dear thing with Blues Brothers 2000, which is a shit film. It's a fucking terrible film. It's awful, dude. It's so bad. Have you ever seen it?
Bro.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's pretty awful. My dad and I saw it in theaters and we loved it. We thought it was funny. It's fucking terrible. But Blues Brothers is a classic, and I think Sister Act is a classic. I would probably watch Sister Act because she's running around with Mrs. McGonagall.
Yeah, the
That's what I
first
kept
one.
yelling. And then she comes back to us talking about that. The 5 of us just going, yeah, I think I'd watch Sister Act.
Yeah.
No, really? Sister Act over Blues Brothers. And we're like yelling at each other. And she goes, what the fuck are you guys talking about? We were supposed to be talking about
Shit.
You smell like poop. And I was just like, well, you went to the bathroom. I don't know. And she yelled at us. And it was really fucking funny. And then she started getting super chats, like paid fucking text messages about the Blues Brothers. And she's just like, why the fuck am I getting fucking super chats about the fucking Blues Brothers? And I'm fucking dying. And I'm like, well, to be fair, John Goodman was in Blues Brothers. She's like, shut the fuck up, all of you. And it's like, she lost her fucking mind, dude. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super hard to find. Like, fuck, I was on it and it was hard to get a link to it. You have to, it is privated unless you like subscribe to her and
Do a paid subscription or
like
whatever.
it's like a Patreon thing. It's like $10 a month.
I think she
which,
said
to be
there's
fair,
like Patreon, but I think if you subscribe, like do the paid
To, like, her
thing
YouTube
on
thing.
YouTube too.
Yeah, check out Mary Mayhem.
Yeah.
She pretty much just does like daily
There's a
news
lot
stuff.
of YouTube channels doing like game show stuff right now.
Why not?
I think that
It's
everyone's
fun.
just bored,
Everybody's
too.
stuck indoors.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got streaming services at this point. Why not? She also does like karaoke called Marioke. She does that shit on like Wednesdays or Fridays or something, and
Yeah.
it's fun. She's a lot of fun. She doesn't just do one thing, so she's a triple trick pony. So that's awesome. So shout out to Mary for having me on. That was a lot of fun. Check it out, nerds. If you find out. Other than that,
All right.
I got nothing else, man. I think we're gonna be watching potentially Cirque du Soleil people who got fired because Cirque du Soleil is not going on in Las Vegas anymore. So we were on TikTok watching these people do these extravagant fucking things, and we're like, they have to be Cirque du Soleil people. And sure enough, they were. # Cirque du Soleil. Apparently these people are putting out like fucking 40-minute videos and shit on YouTube doing their like Cirque du Soleil stuff in their backyard and shit. So I think there's a good chance that's what Hannah and I will be doing tonight. So there you go.
All right.
Go check out some Cirque du Soleil shit. It'll be fun.
All right.
Got a quote for me, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, boy.
Since we started it off with this, my quote is from How I Met Your Mother.
Hey!
By Lily Aldrin.
Also known as Allison Hannigan.
Also known as Willow. Also known as Band Geek.
Yeah. Pussy flute lady.
All right, here we go.
Pussy. Uh-oh.
By Lily Aldrin. Look, you can't design your life like a building. It doesn't work that way. You just have to live it, and it'll design itself.
That's neat because Ted was an architect.
But, I mean, you don't have to be an architect to get that. Unless you're dumb.
Don't forget about the books. Later, nerds.
Pieces.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble. And join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.